Hey? Yeah, sweet. Did good on that. Hey?
You know where, right? You don't need patience.
So that flag, I want to get that flag in the background. Jack got that for me. I just changed the position. It's a bit better, and then the family can use the fucking the family room too in the background. Well, Friday night, cunts. How are we all? Who we got there? We got Kingy, Dimension Shifter, mate. How are ya? I see this if you're in the chat there. Good day. Woodsy, good day, mate. Fucking Aussie Rick, Azfish. Good shit, he's back. Yeah, bro. Yeah, probably third or fourth week in a row now. So on top of health problems, coming good, mate. Been training again, actually, to tell you the truth. I've fucking been I've got my weight, got the weights out, and I've been fucking. I'm a bit dommy at the moment, actually. Feeling a bit fucking delayed onset muscle soreness, mate. Hitting the weights again. Fucking feeling good, bro. Lost a few kilos through all that medical bullshit. I've been watching my diet because I had to change a few things that I was doing with my diet, so I've got a little bit stricter with it now. And I'm starting to trim up heaps more. I've lost fucking. I was about 110, and now I'm like 104. So I've lost like 6 kilos. So feeling good, you know, it's making me fucking want to pick the weights up again. So fucking look out, cunt. Star. Hey, Dribbler, how are you, brother? And I can see there's a few others there in the thing. What I'm going to do tonight is we're going to fucking go to a channel I like called Jeremiah. Hey, I've been hitting the weights and my stomach issues have gone away fully. Fucking oath, bro. Fucking oath, bro. Weights are great, eh? Like, cardio is really good too, but like lifting iron, lifting weights is good for your mind. It's good for your soul. It's just good to feel that your resistance. It's just good stuff, I reckon. I reckon every bloke should be able to bench their own body weight. So if you weigh 81 kilos, I reckon you should be able to bench 81 kilos. I used to have that as a rule as part of my boys in the squad. And we went into Afghan. If you couldn't bench your own body weight, you're a fucking bitch. You know what I mean? You're a fucking weak cunt, and you knew it, and you fucking knew it too. So, I put a board up. I had this board like when we come back to our forward operating base, Taring Cout. I'd have a board there in my like in my skiff where I used to hang out and fucking do my mission analysis and stuff, and I'd have bitches and men, and on the bitch side is if you couldn't. Bench your own body weight. It wasn't bad. Like, it didn't stop me from putting you on things, but, you know, it's just a thing to get the boys active in the zone, mate. Keep them, you know, motivated going to the gym, because whenever you get spare time, when you're in an adverse environment all the time, you want to fucking relax. And the best way to relax is that we get opportunities to watch a movie here and there. So a lot of guys will just put the headphones on. They might get their bed and build a little wooden frame and throw a fucking couple of prayer mats over it, get some privacy, put a fuck headphones in and just disappear into a movie. Whereas instead of doing that, I'd fucking I want them to hit the gym. You know what I mean? I still want them to be together. I didn't want them to go off into their own little private. There was definitely times for like I'd need them to do that, to go and write letters for home. But I didn't want them going off and doing that too often, my lads. I want them to stay together. I wanted to make sure everyone knew where they mentally were at all times, you know what I mean? Because when someone's working out, you can get a good judge where they're at when you know them and you work with them a lot. Next will be Sunset Runs in the beach and speedos. Hey, I'm thinking fucking going to the beach and start running in the soft sand. Well, I'll start in hard sand. I was thinking about it, going down to the beach and I don't know, maybe weekends, because it's a bit of a drive. So maybe weekends, start and go down like on Saturday mornings and fucking hit the beach. But yeah, righto, we got 16 in the house. How about we fucking throw this video and I got loaded up. And I'll let him commentary because he's trying to tell a story. But you'll probably find that it doesn't match up a little bit. That's what pissed me off. I was watching a video. I only watched about 10 minutes of the video because he was telling a mad story, but he's telling about a story about in Iraq. And but in the footage, he keeps cutting back the footage in Afghanistan and Iraq. So if you didn't know the environments, you probably wouldn't. It's for small detail. But some people that might have been following certain battle zones or, like certain theaters of war like Iraq or Afghanistan, they might lean one way that they might be more interested in. And they might know a little bit. You'll find that you'll be like, why is he going back to the green zone in Afghan, like when he's talking about this war in Iraq? But nonetheless, the footage is fucking sick. And the first one, I'm going to say it now because I don't want to talk over it. He's trying to get the 50 cal going, right? They're chasing some Taliban fighters in a fucking, in a wadi, which is like a field, like a paddock. And the 50 cal, he can't get the fucking 50 cal going, bro. Fucking boom. And he goes, I can't do it. So he picks up his saw. Like an F89 Minimi. So a belt-fed 5.56 machine gun. High cycle rate of fire. Cycle rate of fire of about 1,100 to 1,300 rounds a minute. All right, it's belt-fed. And then he picks that up and goes down and he just fucking feeds it into these Taliban cunts. Right, fucking bang, gives it to them good. So, all right, Adelaide, let's fucking watch some White Phase. At the stage, put me in the corner there. Righto, then I'll hit the tit, go to that tab. All right. Can you hear it? Hang on a second. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Why can't I hear anything? There we go. Can you hear that?
No, man, my guns are firing.
Okay, so you can see in front of him there's two Taliban fighters there. He tries to light them up with the 50 cal, turn these cunts into pick minced. Quick. He can't get the fucking gun going because poor maintenance, and they are difficult. But if they just need lots of oil when they're hot and dusty. They need lots of oil in them. So he picks up the saw and watch this.
April 14th, 2004, a U.S. Marine patrol was ambushed in a narrow street in central Iraq.
So that pissed me off when I first started watching that, and the fact that his section commander was going, get the fucking 50, get the gun going, shoot him, and he's going, I can't. No fucking way, bro. You got to have maintenance on your weaponry like that. So when it's hot and dusty, because when they heat up, they tend to jam up a bit. So what you got to do is, I used to have like a liter bottle, like you'd spit soy sauce out of or tomato sauce, and you just feed that into the feed tray in the feed cover. Every 100 rounds, just feed it full of fucking oil, just fucking drink the cunt. So that pissed me off that he had to pick the saw up. He should have turned those cunts into pick miss, but we'll keep watching, eh? And if you got any questions, just throw them in the chat, and I'll try and answer them as we go along. I'll shut the fuck up and we'll listen to what's going on. All right, Adelaide's back to YouTube.
Fire erupted from the rooftops and RPGs began slamming around them from the windows. The Marines opened up with everything they had. 50 cal gunners mounted on top of the vehicles began hammering the sides of the buildings, trying to take out RPG teams before they could hit them again. Then suddenly a white sedan came speeding out of a nearby alleyway, heading straight towards the patrol. The car slammed into the lead vehicle, and as the Marines dismounted and moved forward to clear it, an insurgent jumped out screaming and tackled one of the lead Marines. As they struggled for control on the ground, the man reached into his vest and pulled the pin on a grenade. The Marine instantly realized what just happened and did the unthinkable to save his brothers. His split-second decision saved the men around him, but it cost him everything.
Hey, Tim Woodhogs, grunts to the sky, love him. The guy that jumped on that grenade got a Medal of Honor. That's the receiving end.
April 14th, 2004, Karabila, Iraq. 22-year-old Corporal Jason Dunham sat inside the lead Humvee of his patrol. He was the lead vehicle commander, watching the world through a curtain of dust and heat. His gunner hovering just above him manned the M2 Browning 50 cal machine gun, an ancient beast of war that could tear through walls and engines alike.
Gotta lead the target, lead the target, lead the target. That's it, lead the target. Lead the target.
Dunham was the kind of Marine every squad wanted leading them. He was calm, sharp, and always volunteered for point, the most dangerous position. Their convoy rolled through the town.
This is a horrible spot here. As a commander, this is a really bad choke point, as you can imagine. See how you got high on the left and high on the right there? You got high ground. This is a scary, scary, scary choke point. This is a similar type of choke point that Mark Donaldson went through when he got his Victoria Cross. I'd be, as a commander, I'd be so paranoid about one of these two mounds of dirt on the left, just going fucking boom.
3 Humvees, each packed full of Marines. The 50 cal gunner Corporal Kelly Miller, positioned above Dunham's seat, kept his finger near the butterfly trigger, his barrel tracking the rooftops for any and all movement. They had made this exact patrol numerous times before, but today the streets were empty. No kids, no dogs, no chatter, just the hum of diesel and the sound of distant wind. The Marines immediately knew something was wrong. They were deep in insurgent country, a place where Al-Qaeda hid bombs under trash piles and waited for convoys to roll over them. The Marines scanned every doorway, every window, and every pile of debris. Suddenly, the lead vehicle came to a halt, causing...
They were cunts for this. They were fucking cunts for putting IEDs and trash bags and rubbish on the side of the road, fucking wound dogs, cut dogs open, fill their guts full of fucking explosive and sew them up so they're half wounded, crying on the side of the road. They were fucking dogs, man. Sort of that. So every time I stop, I've got to jump between YouTube and that's why there's a bit of a... Well, I'm a bit weird looking at the screen here.
The rest of the convoy behind it to do the same. A small group of locals had scattered up ahead. They quickly sprinted across the street and disappeared. A sure sign that the civilians in the area knew something the Marines didn't. They prepared themselves for a likely ambush ahead and continued moving forward. They made it just a few more feet forward and then all hell broke loose. A rocket-propelled grenade screamed through the air and slammed into the front of the convoy, detonating in a deafening fireball. The blast lifted the first Humvee, showering the street with dust and debris. Gunfire erupted from both sides, AK-47s and PKMs echoing off the concrete walls. The gunners simultaneously squeezed their triggers, unleashing the full fury of their 50 cals.
Also, what he's doing there, because they can't quite get the position of the gunners, what he's doing, because they don't have much cover there besides the vehicles for those guys on the ground. So what they're doing is he's using the machine gun, the 50 cal, as cover. So what he's doing is he's pinning down the general area where they are, so they stop coming around or popping their head up over that building site to hit these buildings. So he's putting in suppressing fire, which is also covering what, when you hear guys cover me, that's covering fire. You're using your bullets as cover.
The streets filled with thunder, that deep metallic roar of heavy machine gun fire that drowns out everything else around it. Chunks of walls exploded around them in the alleyway. Dust filled the air and casings poured down like brass rain. The enemy fire intensified, RPG trails cutting through smoke and snapping overhead. The convoy was pinned in place and trapped in a crossfire, but Dunham stayed exposed, directing fire, moving between vehicles under open sky, rounds cracking around him, slamming into the Humvee's armor, but he ignored it. He was too busy keeping his men alive. The ambush had been sudden and violent. RPGs, small arms fire, and complete and total chaos in every direction. But within minutes, the Marines of Kilo Company had regained control. They got straight to work, responded to the ambush, and put the enemy down hard. They secured the area.
This fucking camera angle, I don't know how the fuck they got this camera angle. Australians, we can't put cameras on anything. You imagine this too? Imagine this camera angle, like having the camera chief, you got a headshot. Fuck, shocking.
Checked casualties, and they began sweeping the perimeter for anyone trying to flee the scene. Then they got a call over the radio notifying them that insurgents likely responsible for the attack had just been seen loading into 2 white vehicles nearby and trying to flee the area. Dunham immediately ordered his men to pile back up in the vehicles and move forward to cut off the fleeing vehicles. He quickly grabbed Kelly Miller and William Byers, 2 riflemen under his command. They loaded up fast, Dunham taking point as the Humvees roared back onto the road. The Marines moved quickly, 3 vehicles fanning out through the narrow streets of Karabila, a small border town only a few miles from Syria. It was hostile territory, riddled with insurgent cells from Al-Qaeda in Iraq. Ambushers, bomb makers, smugglers, they all lived here. Up ahead, Dunham quickly spotted one of the white sedans they were looking for. The lead Humvee quickly moved into position, blocking the road ahead. The sedan swerved and slammed into the front of the Marine vehicle and came to a screeching stop. Dunham was out of his Humvee in seconds. He signaled his team to cover the flanks, then approached the car from the driver's side, rifle at the ready. Inside were 4 men who appeared to be pretty badly banged up from the head-on collision, but he couldn't tell if they were armed, and rules of engagement meant he could not engage. So he ordered them out of the vehicle in Arabic, screaming at them to exit the vehicle slowly with their hands in the air. 3 of the men complied immediately, but the 4th didn't. The driver, later identified as an insurgent affiliated with Al-Qaeda, shoved his door open and lunged. He hit Dunham like a linebacker, driving him backwards into the dirt. The 2 men tumbled in the dirt, fists flying. Miller and Byers quickly rushed forward to help, but Dunham barked at them to stay back. Dunham was not only confident that he could handle this man on his own, but he also knew how fast an insurgent could pull a hidden pistol or a grenade, and he wanted to make sure his Marines were clear. The 2 rolled violently, Dunham trying to force the man's hands behind his back. He was still wearing his Kevlar helmet, chin strapped tight, and his rifle sling tangling the 2 men together. Then, through the chaos, a faint sound, the metallic click of a pin being pulled. The man had armed an M67 fragmentation grenade, small but deadly enough to kill everyone within 15 feet. There was no time to run, no time to think. In one motion, Dunham screamed grenade and pushed the insurgent away. He then tore off his helmet and threw his body over the grenade, pressing the helmet against the ground, his torso sealing it off from the Marines around him. The blast tore through the street, muffled by the helmet and by his body. Miller and Byers fell backwards, rattled by the explosion. Their ears rang, but they were unharmed. When the smoke cleared, they came back to their senses. They saw Dunham laying face down, motionless. His uniform shredded, ground blackened beneath him. He had absorbed the full force of the grenade. The attacker was dead, and his Marines were alive. The squad's medic sprinted to Dunham's side. He was still breathing, shallow and broken, but breathing. His helmet had been torn apart, the Kevlar shredded by shrapnel, but it had done exactly what he'd meant it to. It had bought his men their lives. The Marines carried him back to the Humvee, their hands slick with blood. Dunham drifted in and out, mumbling his words, drowned by the roar of the engine, as the Humvee accelerated back towards Camp Husabov, the nearest aid station. They arrived at the aid station in record time. Corpsmen met them at the gate, loading Dunham onto a stretcher. He was still breathing, still fighting. They cut away his gear, wrapped the wounds, pumped him full of fluids, and radioed for a Black Hawk medevac. The helicopter touched down in a storm of dust and rotor wash. The Marines watched silently as their squad leader was loaded inside. He was flown first to Al Asad Air Base, then on to Baghdad, where doctors stabilized him for transport to Regional Medical Center in Germany. From there, he was flown across the Atlantic to the Bethesda Naval Hospital in Maryland. His injuries were catastrophic. The blast had caused severe trauma to his brain and upper body. He was placed in a medically induced coma to prevent further swelling. The doctors didn't expect him to ever wake up. The Marine Corps immediately got a hold of his parents and arranged for transport to get them to the hospital as fast as possible. When they arrived at Bethesda, Marines in dress blues escorted them to the intensive care unit, where they were able to say their goodbyes to their beloved son. And on April 22nd, 2004, Corporal Jason Lee Dunham passed away from his wounds. He was just 22 years old. The news spread quickly throughout Iraq. His squad began carrying a piece of his gear with them on every patrol, a silent reminder of their brother who had given everything. At his funeral, hundreds of Marines, veterans, and locals lined the small town streets. But Dunham's story wasn't over. It was just beginning to echo. Corporal Jason Dunham's act of courage rippled far beyond that street in Karabila. He was young, fearless, and loyal, a Marine who made a choice in less than a heartbeat that would define him forever. 3 years later, in 2007, President George W. Bush awarded him the Medal of Honor, the first Marine to receive it for actions in the Iraq War. At the White House, his parents stood proudly as the citation was read aloud. His undaunted courage and complete disregard for his own safety saved the lives of at least 2 fellow Marines. His name now sails the world on the USS Jason Dunham, a Navy destroyer bearing his motto and his memory, carrying it across every ocean he never got to see. Marines still tell his story in boot camps and barracks. They use his name as a reminder of what selflessness really means, that courage isn't a word, it's a choice. Jason Dunham saw a grenade. He had a split second to make a decision, and he decided to save his brothers. That's not just heroism, that's love in its purest form. This video was created to honor Corporal Jason Dunham, a Marine who gave his life so that others could live. His courage reminds us that heroism isn't about medals or glory, it's about love, loyalty, and sacrifice. October 17th, 2005, Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash, a platoon sergeant with the 3rd Infantry Division, led his men on what should have been a routine patrol near Samarra, Iraq. Cash's Bradley fighting vehicle rumbled down a dusty road through a quiet village. The air was heavy with heat, locals watching from the doorways. He scanned every culvert, every patch of disturbed dirt, always thinking about IEDs. He had warned his men countless times. It's the road that you think is safe that gets you. The radio was completely clear. No gunfire, no chatter, just the hum of diesel engines and the rattle of gear. And then, in an instant, that silence was gone. A massive explosion ripped through Cash's vehicle, a buried bomb lifting 30 tons of armor off the ground and engulfing it in flames. Within seconds, fire and fuel swallowed the Bradley whole. Inside, soldiers screamed for help. The IED detonated directly beneath Cash's Bradley, a massive blast of buried explosives designed to rip through armor. The vehicle lifted off the ground, metal screaming, fire and dust engulfing it in a single instant. Inside, the soldiers were thrown violently against steel walls. Rounds from loaded weapons began cooking off inside. Hydraulic fluid and fuel ignited. The interior became an inferno. The blast tore open the fuel cell, and in an instant, flames spread through the troop compartment. Thick, suffocating smoke began rolling out as the vehicle slid to a stop on the side of the road. Cash was the first man out. His uniform was completely soaked in fuel, and he caught fire the moment he hit open air. He dropped to the ground trying to put out the flames, but he wasn't thinking about himself. Inside, he could hear the screams of his men trapped in the back, burning alive. Then suddenly, gunfire erupted from the tree line. Small arms, sporadic but real. Insurgents were waiting, using the explosion as an ambush trigger. The convoy scrambled for cover, but Cash didn't. He turned back toward the burning Bradley. He ripped open the hatch with bare, blistered hands. A rush of heat hit him like a blast furnace. Smoke, fire, the smell of burning plastic and metal. The fuel that had drenched his uniform now burned across his body, but Cash didn't back down. He reached inside, grabbed the first soldier he could find, and dragged him out into the dirt. The man was unconscious and on fire.
Yeah, Woodsy, I got your text, bro. Mel showed me it earlier this afternoon. So, yeah, I got that. No worries. It's actually I'm glad that you're coming to Gympie, actually, because I couldn't get to Harvey Bay tomorrow night. So that worked out sweet as. But yeah, no, man, fucking message me when you're in Gympie, bro, and I'll come meet you. But we'll talk about it after this. I'm just going to keep playing this.
Fire. His gear fused to his skin. Cash rolled him over, smothering the flames with his own body. Then he got up, still burning, still on fire, and went back in for another. The soldiers who could still fight laid down suppressive fire while Cash worked. No one could believe what they were seeing. Every second inside that Bradley was lethal. Ammunition detonating, fuel exploding, temperatures high enough to melt steel. But Cash didn't stop. The fire burned hotter than anything man should stand near. A wall of heat and flame roaring out of the Bradley's open hatch. Inside, it was an oven of death. Cash was already burned head to toe, but he didn't care. All that mattered to him were the voices screaming for help from inside. The heat was so intense it warped the steel hatch. He had to wedge it open with his shoulder. He then reached in again and dragged a second man out, coughing and barely alive. Each trip cost him more. Every breath seared his lungs. Every step peeled away more and more flesh, but he didn't hesitate. Witnesses later said they could hear him through the chaos yelling, "I got you, hold on, I got you." He went back a third time, then a fourth, then a fifth. By now his hands were burned down to the muscle. His skin was gone in patches, his body blackened and smoking, but still he kept moving. One soldier later said he wasn't running on adrenaline, he was running on love for his guys. Another recalled he didn't stop to think, he didn't panic, he just went back in over and over again. The medics tried desperately to pull him away. They could see he was dying, but he refused. He ordered them to focus on the others. Even as they were loading casualties into the medevac, Cash moved between them, helping lift stretchers, directing fire teams, and giving orders. At that point, his burns covered more than 70% of his body. He should have been unconscious, but he wasn't. He was still fighting. Not the enemy, but time itself. When the medevac Black Hawk landed, Cash refused to climb on board. He pointed to his men first, insisting every one of them be evacuated before him. "I'm good," he told the medic. "Take care of my boys." He said it again and again, his voice quiet, ragged but firm. The medics finally forced him onto the last stretcher after everyone else had been loaded. But even then, he tried to sit up, reaching out towards the burning vehicle one last time. The medics assured him that everyone was out. As the helicopter lifted off, the fire behind him still raged, the smoke curling into the sky like a black monument to his courage. By the time the medevac lifted off, the flames had taken nearly everything from him. Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash had burns over 72% of his body. His uniform had melted into his skin. The smell of smoke and fuel still clung to him even at altitude. But as the helicopter raced towards Ballard Air Base, he wasn't asking about himself. He was asking about his men. The medics recalled him repeatedly asking them, "How are my boys? Are they okay?" The medics could barely hear him over the rotors, his voice weak and labored, but every few minutes he asked the same question again. He didn't talk about his pain, he didn't ask if he was going to survive, he only asked about his men. At the airbase, doctors fought hard to stabilize him. They couldn't believe he was still conscious. His burns were so severe his internal organs were failing, yet he still tried to get up when the stretcher stopped moving. From the airbase, he was flown to Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio, Texas, the same hospital where the most severely burned soldiers from Iraq and Afghanistan were sent. When his family arrived, they could barely recognize him, but his sister said that when she walked into the room, he still tried to smile. The first words he whispered to his family were the same ones he'd said since the explosion. "How are my boys?" Even as his body began to shut down, his mind stayed with his soldiers. Nurses recalled that when anyone mentioned his unit, his vital signs would rise, as if his heart was refusing to let go. Over the next 3 weeks, Cash's condition worsened. The burns were too deep, the infections too severe. His soldiers visited when they could, standing silently beside his bed. The man who had saved them now fighting his own battle. On November 8th, 2005, Sergeant First Class Alwyn Crindle Cash succumbed to his injuries. He was 35 years old. Tragically, along with him, 3 of the men he pulled out also passed in the hospital due to the severity of their wounds. In the days that followed, his unit struggled to process what he'd done. One of the men he pulled from the fire told reporters, "He saved my life. He was on fire the whole time, but he never gave up on me. There are no words to describe that kind of courage. At his funeral, hundreds of soldiers stood in formation under a gray Texas sky. They watched as the flag was folded and presented to his family. There wasn't a dry eye in sight. For many of the men who served with him, that day became the moment they redefined what heroism meant. No medals, no promotions, but the willingness to give everything, even your life, for the people beside you. Cash had showed them what that looked like. In war, there are moments so extraordinary that they transcend the battlefield, moments where courage itself seems to take human form. For the soldiers who served with him, Alwyn Cash was that moment. After his death, his unit, his commanders, and his family immediately began pushing for recognition. They knew what he had done. They'd seen it with their own eyes, a man who burned alive to save others. But the military bureaucracy moved slowly. His actions were first recognized with the Silver Star, the nation's third highest award for valor. Those who knew him were outraged. They said it wasn't enough. For years, fellow soldiers, journalists, and lawmakers fought to upgrade his award. One of his platoon members told Congress, "Sergeant Cash is the purest example of selfless service I have ever seen. If that doesn't earn the Medal of Honor, then nothing does." The movement grew. Veterans wrote letters, generals spoke publicly, presidents took notice. It would take 16 long years, 16 years of persistence, paperwork, and people refusing to let his name fade. And then finally, on December 16th, 2021, at the White House, President Joe Biden stood before Cash's family and said the words they had waited nearly 2 decades to hear. The story of Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash is one of the most extraordinary acts of valor we've ever seen. As the Medal of Honor was placed into his widow's hands, the room fell silent. Many of the soldiers he'd saved were there. In that moment, Cash's story became more than just a memory. It became a message that true heroism isn't loud, it isn't reckless, it's quiet, it's selfless. It's a man walking into fire again and again because he refuses to leave anyone behind. Today, his name lives on in classrooms, in Army training centers, and the stories told by soldiers who never even met him. Fort Stewart named a building after him. Schools across his home state, Florida, honor him each year. His fellow NCOs tell new recruits about the man who burned to save his brothers. Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash didn't die because he was fearless. He died because he refused to stop caring. When everything around him burned, when fear, pain, and chaos consumed the world around him, he chose to go back into the fire. Not for glory, not for recognition, but because his brothers were still in there. He didn't hesitate, he didn't wait for orders, he just went. In the end, he gave everything a man could give, and in doing so, he gave 6 others the chance to live. That's not courage born in training. That's not something they teach in any manual. That's love in its purest form. The kind that only exists between soldiers who've shared the same dust, the same fear, and the same promise. I won't leave you behind. Today, his name stands among legends, but to the men he saved, he'll always just be Sergeant Cash, the one who kept his word, the one who never quit. If you ever wonder what a hero truly looks like, don't look to the movies. Look to a man who walked into fire 6 times and never once looked back. Because courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the choice to love others more than yourself.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that second story. That was crazy. Just something to note when Congress and in Parliament are looking at to give out a Victoria Cross, a Medal of Gallantry, a Bronze Star, a Medal of Honor, and some of the words that they have to that the mission or whatever the act of bravery or the act of gallantry, when considering the highest level of the gallantry medals is the word picture that they use, and the word picture has to have with complete self-disregard. And that guy at the end, mate, like, he lived that. He was an absolute, like, his name should be mentioned in their recruit schools and their gunnery schools and stuff over there, man. What a fucking hero! What an inspiration! What a legend! What a sergeant! You know, you're doing anything for your men, so I can totally understand what that guy, man. I'd fucking do anything for my boys, mate. Anything. I watched a video today about soldiers who guard the tomb of the unknown soldiers. Yeah. Yep. Don't fuck with the tomb of the unknown soldier. We have the same thing here in the War Memorial. Ramo, see this, Rick? Hey, Ramo. They don't stop guarding that tomb even during a hurricane. Yeah, never. There's always somebody there no matter what. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's symbolic. It's awesome. And because the story of the unknown soldier is they describe what do you call it? A dead soldier from like World War One, World War Two. They don't know their name, the rank, what corps or who they served, what unit they served with. Because there's hundreds, there's even thousands, hundreds of thousands of these soldiers all across the Western Front everywhere. So that tomb represents all of those fallen soldiers. We have lists of people who enlisted and deployed, but where all their bodies rested. You know, when you look at the no man lands and the grounds, especially in the trench warfare fighting in World War One, it got blown to pieces with artillery and mortar fire and old school indirect fire support. So bodies just literally got blown to pieces to literally there was nothing left of some of them. They're just bone fragments. So I love learning. Yep, he represented all the unknown. Yeah, that's right, and rightly so, because it's horrible. It's horrible to think that, you know. But the only saving grace with the soldiers that were, you know, like that there's just no body pieces to bring back or to identify, is that they died with their comrades. They died with their best mates. They died, you know, they died doing something together that was bigger than them, that they believed in, and they wanted to be there to be part of history. So you got to remember they had that when they were going down. So you can take solace in that thought as well when it comes to the unknown soldiers and where they lay. But it's a fucking great concept. It's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah. But yeah, Americans, the tomb of the unknown soldiers, crazy. Much respect. Much respect. If you ever get to go to America, you should go and check it out. It's pretty crazy. I've never been there myself, but pretty crazy. Ramo, yeah. So, what else was I going to say? Yeah, I'd see Biden end up giving him the Medal of Honor. It's the fucking only good thing Biden ever did, I think. Probably would never remember it anyway. But yeah. And that young Marine too. What he did was unbelievable, you know. When you sacrifice yourself, you know, for your soldiers, especially jumping on a grenade. Ultimate sacrifice, again, worthy of a Victoria Cross, you know, complete disregard for himself. Hey, I just want to shout out to those three. Did you see those poor three tradies today in Blacktown, Sydney? They got taken out in that car accident. I think they were just knocking off work and they were standing on the corner there and a car come through and got nipped and came sideways and took three tradies out. So I think one of them lost their limbs and they're critically but stable in hospital. So I feel sorry for those poor cunts, you know, working hard, getting after it Friday afternoon, and then that happened. So I just thought I'd shout out to those poor bastards. And how about New York voting a fucking communist in a fucking commie? How do they forget about September 11 when there was a massive Islam attack? Anyway, I can't believe that New York has fucking voted in a commie, man. Let's see how that goes. That's crazy. Who's going to see AC/DC next week? Where are they playing? I wasn't even aware. Where are they playing? Let me just go through. Let me just go back to YouTube for a sec, Rooney. Make that small. Excuse me. What have we got here? Hang on a sec. All right, so let me just go back to StreamYard. I'm going Wednesday night in Melbourne. Oh, mad. That'd be sick. They still cut it up. I was watching them not long ago. I was doing something. I'm doing some vacuuming or something, and I throw in some Akadaka, me, and some of their live concerts. Not long ago, dude. They're still killing it. Fuck knows how. I've seen them live 2 times. I'm missing this one. Brothers are going. Yeah, mad. That's awesome. All right, so I've got this up. Let me just add this to stage. I've got some Israeli soldiers here. So, Israeli soldiers shot in the head while clearing an apartment building, actual footage. So, I might put this on and just see what this is about. I haven't seen this. I just saw that next. Awesome, Ramo. Your brother's going to love it. Yeah, no, madness. Oh, yeah, so to people that use my phone number, the phones work. Me and Mel got a brand new phone. So, our number's good again. Don't have to worry. I can answer phone calls and texts and stuff again. So, to who that applies to. All right. So, let me have a look at this then. Let's have a look at this and we'll get into it, eh? All right. Bang. What the fuck just happened then? What the fuck just happened then? Let's take that back a second. What the fuck? Oh, okay. So it looks like they're Israeli soldiers on the second floor in a firefight. Is that up in StreamYard? It looks like they're in a firefight and they're firing and they've just jumped down the fucking stairs because the guys are firing down here and they're jumping down the second level. That's what it looked like to me. So let's get into this. I don't agree with that, Danko.
Built in southern Gaza with funding from Qatar, Hamad City was meant to be a beacon of modern housing, with updated and well-maintained apartment towers, clean roads, and commercial development for its residents. But in early 2024, Israeli intelligence uncovered the truth. Hamas had militarized the entire city. Beneath the buildings were reinforced tunnels, weapons caches, command posts, and housing for terrorist fighters. Entire floors of buildings were cleared out and converted into safe havens for Hamas commanders, with civilians unknowingly or sometimes knowingly living right above them as human shields. Hamas believed they had built an impenetrable stronghold inside Hamad City, but they were wrong. On March 3rd, 2024, the city was...
See, why didn't they clear that? I'm not about the politics here. I'm just about the firefighting. Why the fuck didn't they clear that second floor then? Why they didn't clear that? I don't know why they didn't clear that. When you say they use kids as target practice, elaborate. Like, that's a strong statement. And I'm not, like, fucking an Israeli fan or anything like that. I fucking hate Hamas. Can't stand those cunts. They're fucking cowards. But I'm not like, I don't hate Palestinians or anything like that. I'm not a fucking Israeli fan or anything like that. I just understand how warfare works. And anyways, okay, going, Frack, how are you, brother? We'll keep playing anyway. I just want to see what this is about. I haven't watched any of this footage, so.
Asleep. The air was still. From a distance, Hamad City looked like just another dark cluster of apartment towers along Gaza's southern edge. But just beyond the skyline, Israeli armor was rolling. Dozens of Namur APCs and Merkava tanks pushed forward. Behind them were convoys of Special Operations Forces ready to breach one of the most fortified urban zones in Gaza. This wasn't a fast entry raid, this was a methodical, layered infiltration, a full-spectrum assault on a city Hamas thought was untouchable. The 89th Commando Brigade led the charge, backed by the Javadi Infantry Brigade and armored elements. Their mission was to form a steel curtain around Hamad City. To the east and west, tanks created blocking positions to prevent Hamas reinforcements. To the north, infantry units took rooftop positions overlooking the city's entry points. To the south, demolition teams cut off tunnel escape routes from the city with targeted explosives. Meanwhile, IDF engineers deployed combat bulldozers to clear barricades and suspected IEDs laid by Hamas just hours earlier. It was a massive operation of synchronized motion, air, armor, infantry, and intelligence moving all in unison. As the units maintaining the perimeter around the city got into their positions, the Special Forces team began their approach. Shayet 13 operators moved in on foot, hugging alleyways, breaching low-rise structures, and positioning themselves to clear taller apartment towers. Recon teams used drone feeds to confirm heat signatures and movement inside key buildings. Embedded with the Special Operations teams were combat engineers specializing in tunnel warfare to help identify subterranean threats on entry. The Special Operations team had managed to breach the city without any incident, but as they approached their first building to clear, codenamed Tower 8, they were engaged by a small arms ambush. Gunfire coming from a third-floor window and a nearby tunnel opening ripped through the team. The team quickly took cover behind a concrete barricade and returned suppressive fire and called in a precision drone strike on the window. The drone fired a loitering munition, a Spike Firefly micro missile, and within seconds, the ambush was neutralized. But this surprise ambush confirmed their worst fears. Hamas knew they were coming, and they had barricaded themselves in the buildings, ready for a fight. So rather than entering through doors or staircases which were now likely booby-trapped, operators used precision firepower to create new entry points. Merkava tanks fired HE rounds to blast breaching points through concrete walls on lower levels, allowing the operators on the ground to completely bypass any ambush points or booby traps Hamas may have set on entry points by creating their own entrance and entering in from behind the enemy. This tactic proved to be incredibly successful, and building by building, the operators took the barricaded Hamas fighters by surprise and made quick work of them. But as they were
Did somebody delete my message? It was gone. Maybe it's too graphic for YouTube. Let me see here. I can't see. Maybe YouTube got rid of it, mate. I can't see any moderator. Nobody hasn't deleted it from my end, and I can't even see it posted. It's not even a shadow. So YouTube must have fucking gone, oh no, any Israel content, delete. I commented about the target practice on kids. Yeah, I would love to see what you were saying about that. Fuck, what's that? Fuck every single one of you pathetic little rainbow unicorn, Care 5. Sandal. Come on, let's keep it clean. Dirty Dave, we'll send you a rainbow. Come on. Oi, bro. All right, someone banned their comment. All right, I was just removing it for a second. Yeah, I was just putting him on a timeout and they got banned. So sweet. I don't mind people pushing their opinions or whatever, but like, let's keep it clean and not abuse anybody or fucking have a crack. Everyone's entitled to their opinions and their beliefs, and I'm certainly a fan of that. I'm certainly a fan of everyone's listening to everyone, what everyone's got to say. 100%. There's definitely some things Israeli IDF that I would have done differently, that's for sure. But generally speaking, I wouldn't think that they're trying to kill kids. They're not heartless cunts. You know, the IDF are people just like us. They're not the government. They're not the Israeli government. So, anyway, I'll try again. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep this going. See what's going on here.
Entering into the third apartment building, on the first floor underneath a child's bed, they found a concealed hatch. It led to a tunnel shaft descending 20 feet into a reinforced corridor equipped with electrical lights, oxygen lines,
Why
and
would they
escape
pick a
routes.
child's
The
bed?
operators dropped flashbangs
no.
in the hole and used tunnel robots equipped with IR cameras to
Yeah, no,
explore
that's
the
right.
path
Oh,
before
that's what I'm
entry.
saying,
The
that's right.
tunnel proved to be much larger than they anticipated, confirming what earlier intelligence had suggested, that Hamad City wasn't just a command post, it was a subterranean fortress. The combat engineers continued working on the tunnel situation while the operators finished clearing the rest of the apartment. Fortunately, there were no more Hamas fighters inside the apartment, and they quickly wrapped things up and made their way back outside, heading towards the next building. But as the team approached the next apartment complex near the central mosque, a Hamas sniper positioned in an adjacent building fired a high-caliber round through a breach hole, striking an IDF sergeant in the chest.
Bismillah.
The operators quickly grabbed their wounded sergeant and dragged him behind cover. And despite the team providing immediate medical attention, the sergeant was declared KIA just minutes later.
Yeah,
His
for sure,
name was
yeah,
later released publicly.
not got to say that.
Sergeant First Class Nadav
If he's
Meir,
there again,
aged
if I have to go
23.
back.
He was the first Israeli casualty in the Hamad City operation, but he would not be the last. By nightfall on March 3rd, the
burying
IDF had
people alive.
successfully surrounded the entire neighborhood, cleared the first 6 buildings, detected and marked 3 tunnel shafts.
Okay. Would you serve again if asked to go back? Dude, when I was being discharged, I got asked to go over again. So I actually had that. I was in that position. But my mental state wasn't right, and what was going on in my life at that time, I had no place being in a fucking war zone. I needed to be home with my family, for myself and for my daughter and for mom and my wife.
Would you now though?
But would I now? No way. I'm not leaving my home to go and fight anyone else's war. If they come here and I get asked to serve, that's a whole different story, and that's hypothetical. I can't see anyone ever invading Australia. But if they come to the shores here and I'm still able, then fucking oath, I've got to do something. So I'm not going to deploy overseas and fight. I've done that. I've done that fucking 4 times. So I think I've done my share there. And my family needs me home now. But if they come to the shores of Australia, all fucking bets are off. All bets are off, cunt. I'm in for sure. It's different now. It's hit the light. So, all right. Top generals, etc., are leaving the military because of Trump. Okay, we might have a disagreement. What Trump and Pete Hegseth are doing to the military is fucking excellent, because those generals that are getting out are fucking weak cunts. I know some of those generals when we were in Afghanistan. They're fucking weak cunts. So what Pete Hegseth and what Donald Trump's doing to the fucking military over there, I'm fucking all for it. Get the people that don't know whether they're a man or a woman, get them out. Any type of woke, get it out. Any type of fucking net zero carbon emissions, no, does not belong in the army. Fucking high standards belong. Bring that all back. Fucking bring back aggression. Fucking oath. Women not in combat roles. Fucking oath. I'm all for all that shit. So, yeah, some of those generals are fucking weak cunts. They can go. And I'm not talking about that they left because he's bombing boats with no evidence. Fuck the boats. Do you really care about who's on those boats? Like, it's just going to be drug runners. It's going to be fucking people trying to break in. Obviously, if they're trying to get in with boats and they know what the consequences are, in my opinion, then fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, why are you going with drug runners on boats? I've got no mercy for that. I've chased drug runners in the Dampier Archipelago in Western Australia. I don't give a fuck about drug. people that want to poison my fucking fellow citizens with fucking bringing in illegal drugs or smuggling in women and children and all that shit, fucking, if you fucking hit a few of them, they'll think twice about fucking running them. I don't know if that's brutal opinion. I don't know, but that's no evidence, war crimes. But do they need to share the evidence with us? I'm not going to share the evidence with some of my missions with people. Why would I share that evidence? It's not from general knowledge. Like, you're not going to share all the evidence, because if they share all the evidence, then they'll give an idea of how they're getting there, how they're getting the intelligence. So just because there's no evidence for us and what they're putting out there, I don't think that's a strong enough argument. Well, there's no problem when top generals are leaving because of it. Fucking oath. I've got no dramas with that at all. Fun facts: soldiers everywhere. We don't vote, we serve. Yeah, but so there's no problem. Yeah, fucking oath. I've got no dramas with it. I'm telling you now. They're not just pushing it. Oh, there's a boat. Did that just come out of Venezuela-ish? They're not doing that shit, mate. What they're doing, they're done the type of camera, the type of this, not necessarily by the book, but they're not going to give away any of the imagery equipment, any of their intelligence gathering equipment. They're not going to give away anything to do with evidence of that. Once again, top military refused to follow his illegal commands. Fair enough. That's up to them. That's up to them. I'm indifferent on that. Good to talk about, though. I like discussing that. I like seeing what people think about it. Yeah, I've got no dramas with it at the moment. I trust the top military before I trust Trump. Yeah, but fair enough. Fair enough to answer. All right.
And confirmed armed resistance in at least 14 additional buildings. The infiltration phase was now complete, but the city had not yet been
taken. Do you want to keep watching this one?
Now came the hard part, clearing it floor by floor.
Do you want me to keep watching this one, or do you want me to put something else on? And only the brainwashed takes all kinds. You want me to keep watching this, so I can go back to, we can have a look. Hang on a second. Where's the back button?
Torched. The road.
Forward.
On June 9th, 2018, a truck thundered down a dusty road in Afghanistan's Daybala district. No plates, no brake lights, and a group of Afghan commandos and their U.S. advisors blocking the road ahead. The vehicle doesn't slow down, in fact it speeds up. For a split second, every person in that blocking position has one terrifying question. Is this just another enemy fighter trying to flee the combat zone, or is this a bomb on wheels barreling towards their position? But the operators on the ground don't have time to debate, so instead, they act.
Local fishermen making a living are being bombed.
In eastern Afghanistan, mountains cut the horizon like broken teeth, and every road bends just enough to hide what's waiting around the corner. To the men on patrol here, this valley is more than terrain. It's memory. Every slope, every culvert, every burned out car has a story, and too often, those stories end in fire.
See, I don't trust Trump either, because Trump doesn't have a military strategic bone in his body. But I trust the people that are making the calls that that's an enemy or a terrorist threat, and the people that are making the mission analysis, they come into the skiff, and then they go through all the intelligence and all the evidence to come up with a mission, and it's given to the commander, who's going to end up taking the team to push the button to send the missile or send the air jets. I trust that process. I don't trust Trump, and Trump has nothing to do with that process. So I trust that process. And if fishermen are getting bombed innocently, then maybe they're not so fucking innocent. But I trust the military process, not Trump. And military calls like that, the president's not even involved. The president doesn't even get fucking involved. The president only gets involved. The president only gets involved if it's going to be something that's like, if they're going to be firing like at a say a meth lab in Venezuela on the terra firma within Venezuela itself, then they'll get the president and people will get involved with something like that. But if there's certain organizations that have been being labeled domestic threats, terrorism, whatever the fucking threat may be, then there's a whole set of orders and chain of command that goes in place that's got outside of it's got nothing to do with the president. Captain Bone Spurs, Trump's yes man, Pete Hegseth is worse. No, I don't mind Pete Hegseth. Yeah. He leads by example. I look at him from a soldier's point of view, so I don't know how else to look at it from. I look at it from a fucking man serving underneath that chain of command, and I like it. I like what I see.
By 2018, the war had shifted east. ISIS had carved out enclaves in Nangarhar's hills. They built network.
Just put it next to me. She's the best. Fisher people with boats full of Fenton Coke and g'day. G'day, fish. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they're not just fishing boats. But, especially the left, they're going to jump on that and go, oh, they're blowing fishing boats up. I could just imagine how that could get twisted. Here at Fracco, there it is, Fish 01. All right, we'll keep punching on with this.
Of caves and rat lines that linked villages like veins, moving fighters, cash, and explosives from Pakistan's borderlands into the heart of Afghanistan. To stop them, Afghan special security forces and their U.S. advisors launched a summer campaign to cut those veins one by one. The operation centered on the Debala district, a wedge of earth that for years had been a sanctuary for ISIS fighters and foreign jihadists. The mission was simple on paper: clear, hold, and deny, but every soldier in the fight knew what that meant. Miles of open road with no cover and an enemy who hid bombs in everything that moved. ISIS didn't fight for territory, they fought for spectacle. When they lost ground, they turned to suicide attacks, using pickup trucks loaded down with explosives to punch through patrols and convoys. In Nangarhar, those trucks were everywhere, beaten up Toyotas, stolen Hiluxes, anything that could carry death at 60 miles an hour. For the U.S. Special Operations Team assigned to Debala, this wasn't their first rodeo. Many had cycled through Helmand and Kunar years earlier. They knew how quickly a routine stop could turn lethal. When their Afghan partners planned a mission to block ISIS supply routes in early June, the Americans volunteered to help hold the western approach, a stretch of road known to locals as the Valley of Smoke. It wasn't just a scary nickname. The valley earned its name after months of airstrikes that left entire ridgelines scorched. The road itself was narrow, barely wide enough for two vehicles, and hemmed in by steep slopes perfect for ambushes. It was the last artery ISIS fighters used to move in and out of the Gurgaray village. Shutting it down would choke their logistics for good. That morning, the blocking element rolled out before dawn. 3 Afghan commando trucks in front, 2 U.S. MATVs behind. Dust followed them like a banner. By 0600 hours, they reached the choke point and began setting up a checkpoint. They laid out their fields of fire with pre-sighted machine guns and marked range stakes in the dirt. To outsiders, it looked routine, another checkpoint in another Afghan valley, but inside the perimeter, tension sat thick. Everyone remembered what
glasses.
happened the month before. An ISIS suicide bomber driving a white pickup had rammed a police convoy not far from here, killing 7 Afghan officers. That's what shaped their mindset. Every dust trail on the horizon might be a bomb. Mid-morning, the heat rolled in fast.
I honestly think that they're using that as an excuse to leave, and they don't like that that they've renamed it the Department of War. I don't think that they like that what they're doing with the military. I think there's a lot of generals that were set in their ways, and as a general, you have a lot of space over how you command your troops and what your standards, and you get to implement your own agenda, so to speak, to a degree. And the agenda's being set across the board, and I think that's put a lot of jaws out of joint. And I think there's a lot of guys that just don't like Trump. I think that's, I think that's a big part of it too. But pathway, general officers pay, John D is a legend, eh? G'day, Desert Chronic. How are you, mate? Fact. All right, let's go back and keep playing.
Pushing the air past 100 degrees. The mountains swallowed radio signals. Inside the vehicles, the smell of dust, oil, and gunpowder clung to everything. Gunners checked their belts, riflemen adjusted optics, and somewhere down the valley,
really bad UHF, VHF comms.
It's hard to describe the sound of a truck in Afghanistan. Out in the open desert, you hear it long before you see it. A thin whine that blends with the wind until it suddenly cuts through. The commando on Overwatch called it out. Movement, single vehicle, fast. This is the part every soldier remembers later. That first moment of contact. Not a firefight yet, but something on the edge of one. Radios crackle, safeties click off, and you feel time stretch. The truck rounds a bend, a cloud of tan dust behind it, moving faster than it ever should. It doesn't slow, it doesn't signal, it just keeps coming in hot. In counterinsurgency, hesitation can kill you, but so can acting too soon. In that road on Debala, the difference between caution and catastrophe was measured in seconds. That truck was now less than 200 meters out and closing in fast. What happens next is split-second judgment, a collision of training, instinct, and fear. And for the soldiers holding that road, it will decide whether they live or die. The truck came in from the south, a single vehicle bouncing through the heat, its silhouette growing sharper with each second. No markings, no tarp, no brake lights. To the soldiers at the roadblock, it was a moving question mark with one wrong answer. The Afghan commander quickly grabbed his radio. Unidentified vehicle 1 click out and approaching fast. The gunners adjusted their aim, barrels dipped slightly to track the road. The U.S. Special Forces advisor standing behind him lifted his hand, signaling to the team's interpreter to begin trying to signal the vehicle. The first step is always the same: visual warning, a hand signal, arms raised high with a clear stop gesture. In Afghanistan, even gestures can mean life or death. Most drivers slow, some turn around, but this one didn't do either. The truck held its line, the driver gripping the wheel. You could almost feel the hesitation inside every man on that ridge. No one wants to pull the trigger too early, but the rules of engagement are clear. Once a vehicle crosses the red line, the force must assume hostile intent. The lead commando fired a flare, a bright streak of red that hissed across the sky and burst above the road. The driver didn't react a bit. The truck just kept closing in. Now it was less than 300 meters out. Dust followed the hood. The Special Forces team leader keyed the radio. White light, warning shots. 2 short bursts cracked from an M240 on the Overwatch truck. Rounds stitched the dirt ahead of the vehicle, kicking up dust. Normally, that is all it takes. Drivers hit the brakes hard, throw up their hands, and back off. But this time, Absolutely nothing. The truck just kept coming, even faster now, its tires throwing rocks behind it. One of the American advisors shouted out, "Danger line," meaning the trigger point had been crossed. Every gunner on site knew it
What
by
video
heart.
is that?
If a vehicle breaches that invisible boundary, it's no longer a
Just give me
civilian
quick-
truck,
what is it
it's a
about?
potential
I'll buy it.
bomb. The team leader then gave the order, engage and disable. The M249 on the flank roared to life.
Forward, forward. الجراء دير بالكم دير بالكم.
Bursts of 5.56 traced through the glare, walking up the hood. The windshield spiderwebbed in an instant and the radiator burst. The truck blew through the checkpoint, but it didn't make it much farther. It swerved with its tires screaming against the dirt, then coasted sideways, rolling to a stop just past the checkpoint. For a few seconds, no one moved. The echoes of gunfire rolled down the valley and then vanished. The only sound was the hiss of a punctured radiator and the wind. Everyone watched, waiting for something. Smoke, an explosion, a secondary detonation, nothing. The order came down, cease fire and hold position. The gunners lifted their barrels and scanned the ridgeline. The Afghan commander spoke quietly into his mic. Possible VBIED disabled, standing by for EOD. The silence after the shooting. It's one of the strangest feelings in war. Your adrenaline's still surging, your mind is racing, and yet the world around you feels frozen. You start counting the seconds, waiting for the explosion that never comes. And that's when the training really matters, because in those moments, it's not over. It's never over. The real danger could still be hiding inside that truck. They had stopped the vehicle, but they didn't know who or what was inside. And in Nangarhar, that uncertainty was as deadly as any firefight. The next move had to be deliberate and by the book. When the last shot echoed across the valley,
hard work
time
in the
seemed to
environment.
stop.
Yeah.
The pickup just sat
It
there,
depends what you mean
idling
by
for a
hard work.
heartbeat. Then the
Like
engine
physically
coughed
hard?
and died. No flames, no detonation,
Physically hard? No,
just
not really, 'cause you
silence.
train
For
for
the
all that.
soldiers holding
That's
that
really
road, this was
physically
the
hard.
moment between life and death. The kind of quiet that makes you wonder if the storm is really over or
You have
just
some,
catching
as
its
a,
breath.
as a leader, I had
According to
some
standard
fucking
operating
hardest
procedure,
things to where I had
nobody
to
rushes
play, especially
forward.
play some
Every
people in
VBID
position.
they've ever seen
That was
starts
the
the
hardest
same
because,
way.
you know, you're
Dead
exposing
vehicle,
guys and you have to.
motionless, driver slumped, then
So that was
seconds
hard.
later, the explosion.
No, there's nothing physically hard about it.
يا علي صحن احترقت يا علي يا
Got a link, mate. Want to chill out? A bit after Spud. I'm just gonna finish this video.
So they
I'm
do
gonna
what their
play,
training demands. Establish a standoff perimeter 100 meters. No movement inside the bubble
I'm gonna
until
play
the
this
scene is
other video
declared
that Dan just
cold.
put up. See what,
Overwatch teams
people about
shift
these
to
generals
glass the
saying that they're
vehicle.
not.
Spotting scopes,
Right.
thermals, anything that might reveal body heat inside. The U.S. team sergeant kneels behind the MATV hood, eyes glued to his optic. No movement, he says quietly. Drivers down, passenger seat empty. The Afghan commander nods, relaying the call over the radio. Everyone holds their position. 10 minutes crawl by,
was
then the sun
close.
climbs. Dust floats like a fog. They watch for the telltale shimmer of leaking fuel, but
Yeah, no
nothing.
worries.
Then the first small victory. No
I'll give you my
secondary
opinion.
ignition, no detonator wire visible. Still, the convoy stays frozen. An American combat engineer steps forward, slow and methodical, unspooling a fiber optic camera on a telescopic pole. He angles it toward the truck's cab. The screen shows only cracked glass and a motionless driver. Every movement is deliberate. In this valley, impatience kills. Finally, the call goes out for EOD, explosive ordnance disposal. Two specialists roll forward in a Humvee packed with sensors and a Talon robot. They deploy it from the rear ramp, a metal crawler with a camera arm. It hums down the road, its tracks kicking up little curls of dust. From the monitor feed, they get the first close look inside the cab. The driver's upper body is collapsed over the steering wheel. There's no vest, no trigger cord. Instead, they see what looks like a handheld radio and an AK resting between the seats. A backpack sits in the passenger's floorboard, and that's what makes everyone freeze again. EOD extends the robot arm, lifts the flap inside, loose blasting caps, electrical tape, and a small spool of wire. Not a bomb yet, but all the ingredients of one. With the area declared cold, the Afghan commandos advance. They clear the cab, weapons up, every movement rehearsed. The US advisor follows, keeping his rifle low but ready. Inside the bed, they find what the Valley Roads have been carrying for months. 2 jerry cans of fuel, 3 sacks of...
Imagine how intimidating that would be. 4 helicopters just dropping down straight in front of you. You're either coming with us or you fucking die where you sit.
ammonium nitrate and a half-built detonator switch. ISIS was using this truck to shuttle bomb materials between strongholds and maybe more. One commando finds a folded piece of paper wedged under the seat, a crude map with a single road marked in red leading toward Jalalabad. It isn't much, but it's proof. A glimpse into how the network moved its bombs across the province. Back at the convoy's Tactical Operations Center, the team radios in a SIG-ACT report. Significant activity. 1 vehicle engaged, disabled, negative detonation. 1 EKIA, bomb-making materials recovered. It sounds routine on paper, but for everyone who stood behind those guns, it was anything but.
Yeah, Boston,
Stopping
LA,
that truck meant stopping a future attack. Maybe a market bombing, maybe a patrol convoy. No one will ever know exactly what it was meant for, only that it never made it to its destination. There's a strange quiet after missions like this. The adrenaline fades, replaced by something heavier. Relief, tangled with guilt. You tell yourself it was the right call, that you followed the rules, and that you saved lives, but part of you still wonders who was behind that will. Was it a true believer, a carrier, or someone forced into it?
True
That's
believer?
the burden soldiers have
Was
to
it a
carry.
true
Not just the
believer?
noise of war, but the silence that comes after. In the days that followed, Afghan commandos and their U.S. Special Forces advisors pushed deeper into the valley, clearing compound after compound. Every step forward uncovered the skeleton of a crumbling network. Weapons caches, bomb-making supplies, propaganda leaflets written in Pashto and Arabic. The locals, long caught between sides, began pointing out ISIS positions. The tide was turning at last. The Debala offensive was part of a broader joint effort between Afghan Special Security Forces and U.S. Special Forces advisors. Over the course of several weeks, they dismantled what had once been one of ISIS-K's largest safe havens, a pocket that stretched between Gurgore and the Pakistan border. According to official reports, more than 170 ISIS fighters were killed. U.S. aircraft struck mountain strongholds, Afghan units secured supply lines, and destroyed training camps that had churned out suicide bombers for years. The group's entire command structure in that sector collapsed. For the first time in years, villagers could walk the main road without fear of being stopped or punished by ISIS patrols. The black flags that once flew above homes were gone, replaced by green and red banners of Afghanistan. From a tactical perspective, operations like Debala proved the value of precision interdiction, stopping the threats before they could strike, cutting off logistics before they became attacks. The disabled truck on that June morning became part of a pattern, a ripple that spread across the province. Each seized vehicle, each intercepted carrier stripped ISIS-K of its ability to maneuver. And once mobility was gone, everything else followed. Their supply lines dried up, their foreign recruits were isolated, and their leadership was trapped in the mountains with no escape route. By midsummer, Debala, once a sanctuary, had become a graveyard for ISIS-K's ambitions. But victories like this never came free. For the Afghan commandos, every mile gained came with a cost. Long days under fire, roadside bombs, friends lost in combat. For the Americans advising them, it meant watching their partners bleed for their country, men they trained, fought alongside, and trusted with their lives. And yet, in those moments between battles, something deeper grew. A bond not forged by politics or paychecks, but by survival. U.S. and Afghan soldiers shared meals, stories, even laughter between firefights. They built something ISIS could never understand. Unity. When the operation finally ended, many of these same commandos returned home to provinces that still bore the scars of war. They'd cleared the valley, but the fight for Afghanistan's future was far from over. Debala was more than a local fight, it was a template. Its success reshaped how coalition forces targeted ISIS. choke their movement, intercept their logistics, and deny them the ability to mass. Months later, similar interdictions took place in Kunar, Nangarhar, and Wardak, all using lessons written in the dust of that valley. If you've ever wondered what courage looks like in the real world, it isn't loud. It's a steady breath, a finger resting on a trigger, a calm voice saying disable the vehicle while your heart pounds in your ears. It's doing what has to be done because hesitation costs lives. In the end, Debala wasn't about one truck or one firefight. It was about what those seconds represented: clarity in chaos, discipline in fear, and the weight of decisions no one ever sees. The interdiction that day shows how modern warfare isn't just fought with firepower, it's fought with judgment. The soldiers on that road used escalation of force exactly as trained: visual signal, warning flare, warning shots, then disabling fire. They stopped a potential VB IED, recovered bomb-making materials, and prevented another attack without a single friendly casualty. Strategically, Debala marked the collapse of one of ISIS-K's last major corridors in Afghanistan. After the valley was cleared, the group's movement through Nangarhar was broken. Air power, interdictions, and local intelligence working together. That's how ISIS-K was dismantled, not in one decisive strike, but in 1,000 small ones just like this. For the men who fought there, it wasn't about statistics or territory, it was about keeping each other alive. Every time they stopped a vehicle, every time they disarmed a roadside bomb, it meant someone else got to go home. The war isn't won by glory, it's won by moments of clarity, courage, and restraint. The soldiers who stopped that truck may never make headlines, but what they did that day saved lives, and that's what matters most. Because in war, it's not always about the battles everyone remembers. Sometimes it's about the ones that no one ever hears about.
All right. Oh, shit. Hang on. Hi. Okay. So I'm just loading the video up, guys. Is that the right one? Is that the right video that I loaded up, mate? I had some bad shit coming out of Nigeria, 30K killed in 3 months. All the natural resources. I follow geopolitics, wars daily. Is that the right video, Dan, so that you want me to play? Yeah, top military commanders overseeing Caribbean boat strike step down. All right, let's play that, see what it's about. Right, volume up.
Secretary of Defense is announcing a top military commander who is in charge of the U.S. Southern Command is retiring now unexpectedly. Remember, this is the region, of course, where those escalating attacks against boats in the Caribbean, those boats off the coast of Venezuela that the Trump administration has said have narco-terrorists on board. We're just getting in a statement here from the Admiral, writing in part, "It's been an honor to serve our nation, the American people, and to support and defend the Constitution for more than 37 years. Secretary Hegseth says Admiral Alvin Halsey will retire at the end of this year. It's not clear why it's happening now, but it's coming, of course, as the president is stepping up that military campaign in the Caribbean, not just on the boat strikes you're seeing here, but as we reported right here last night with those authorization of the CIA operation inside Venezuela.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
Oh, shit. What did I just do then? What the fuck did I just do then? All right, shut that fucker down. Shit. All right. Dan, that's not the one I wanted. I was going to say there wasn't really enough information in that to pin it down to exactly what you were saying earlier. I'll find it though. Laugh out loud. Crikey. Yeah, that wasn't damning evidence there. No way. Yeah, but if you find it, I'll fucking play the cunt. Let me just go back to. Oh shit! I'll just remove that. It's all good. That's not it anyway. Wrong one. I'll have a look anyway. I'll have a look out throughout the day tomorrow on some of this stuff, and I might do another live tomorrow about it if it piques my interest. If there's some substance that I think, you know. But that's all cool. What else we got to talk about? I should write a list of stuff down that I think about during the day. Oh, I had some mushies. What day is it? Friday? Friday, mate. Hang on, let's get a good doggy. Oh, jeez. I had 2 grams of some subbies on Wednesday. That was good. had a nice little afternoon. I enjoyed it. Were they P subs? Are you getting good at hunting them? Oh, no, these were given to me by someone actually from down in South Australia. These mushrooms here, you can't get them in Queensland, so they were sent to me from South Australia. But yeah, no, they're subbies, like second strongest in the world. They're good, really good. If you have a gram or 2 of them, you know, they just give you a nice. I like how it puts me into deep thought process. I can analyze things really well. I can step back. I'm really, really good at stepping back and having and looking at a problem or looking at a vulnerability and looking at it from a lot of different angles. I'm good at standing in other people's shoes and looking in from other angles. And I think the mushies just sort of really, really, really 10 times that. Like I find myself like, I know some guys like to just lay down and play some music, and whereas I don't. I like to sit there and get deep in thought process. And excuse me, I'm just burping. What do you think about spending $680 billion on submarines that may never enter? I hate it. Fuck submarines. I think it's a waste of money. Dan, so I really do. Get them in ya. What that video, Bull Bar, before I play it? I just want to know what it is before I play it and go and find it. But yeah, no, I think it's a waste of money. $680 billion. If we had to keep that in defence, there's way more money, better things that we could be spending that on. But yeah, I think it's I think it's a waste. You know, we allies with the nation that's got the best subs, like, you know, and they have a vested interest down here now, especially with Taiwan and China, and, you know, America have got, you know, those 6,000-7,000 Marines that are posted in Darwin permanently. You know, so that comes with a support group. When you have 6,000 Marines posted somewhere, that comes with a whole support group. So they've got a vested interest. And now, didn't Albanese just sign a deal with Trump when he was there in the White House, rare minerals deal? Genocide in Sudan vid from yesterday, Sarge. A huge fuck up from our previous government, and Albanese has no backbone. Trump got. Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly, 100%. 100%. He played him like a fiddle, man. But Albanese's got no. See, what happens is when you want to please everybody, you end up pleasing nobody. You're just pissing everybody off because you're trying to please everybody, bro. You know, you can't play that game in politics. You can't play that game when you're the leader of the country, bro. You just got to go, what's best for our nations? What's best for my nation's citizens and for my own nation's security interests? That's what he's got to come forward with. What would I know about being a leader of a country, though? Fuck. Vote one nation. I'll give Pauline a crack. Fuck, nothing else has worked. Scott Morrison made that sub deal. I know, it was a shit deal. It was a shit deal. The minute they started talking about subs, shit deal. The only good deal is if they build them in Australia and, you know, we employ Australians. That's the only good deal out of it, is that there's going to be Aussies that can get some high-paid jobs, you know. But that's still not, like, worth building the subs. If we had the contract to build them and sell them to other nations, fuck yeah. I think the One Nation would have paid double for the subs. That's funny. I ate 1.5 of psilocybin subtropicals the other week and had a grand time. Similar insights. Yeah, well, I had 2 grams. I was having a tin of chicken. I saw. I like the snack on these. I have these as a snack just to change it up from tuna. It's just like sliced chicken in a tin. Yeah, it's just like shredded. It's just shredded chicken breast with a bit of mayo, and I tip that into a bowl and then put 2 grams of mushrooms in with it. What an amazing culture the Aboriginals are. Yeah, they're the oldest culture. It's pretty crazy, actually. Some of the things that I learned about Aboriginal, especially when I was in the infantry, when I was out of the fighting battalions, I was learning when we're learning how to track. I had a massive insight into Aboriginal culture there. Especially when it comes to like their dream time and the dances they do to find waterways and stuff, how they'd have this mental map that was made out through like a corroborative dance, and they'll do these dances from place to place to where billabongs and water wells were. And I thought the way to navigate through the outback when you don't have like mountain ranges, that's, there's a valley here and a valley there, I've got to take the left valley, tuck a right, you know what I mean? It's when you've got mountains and valleys, it's hard going, but it's easy to navigate. Even, if you don't have a compass or anything like that. Whereas in the outback, there's no navigation aids. There's no tower. There's that big hill with, the one, the 2,000 foot feature. There's no special flora or fauna out there that you can identify on a map to say, oh, we're in that spot. And then take it back thousands of years. And the fact that they could navigate, during the day to water holes, not necessarily off memory, because terrains and that would move as creeks and rivers filled and moved into billabongs and wet seasons and dry seasons. I found it fascinating. I really found it fascinating, eh? No doubt they ate subs. Well, I couldn't see why they wouldn't. I mean, we have the gold tops, what we call, help me out if you're there, Boston, cubensis. So in Queensland, we have the cubensis that grows here, And they would have ate those for sure. And I'm sure Aboriginals would have ate the subs down south as well. Why not? Man, they would have been on some hardcore trips too, hey? Because they had that dream time, and they had that when they went for the walks. What was it called? When they went, we had guys in the army. If they're 100% Aboriginal, they could walk. They could go on walkabout. They do walkabouts where they go and they'll go into the outback and be at one with their culture and dream time, and it's fucking crazy. No doubt they had subs, right? How grouse in found Newt's family returned his. Oh, really? Nice one, Frack. I remember you talking about that last Friday night, man. Fucking well done. Well done, son. Good job. King Billy Goat Bottle. Where were the Abo built churches and power stations? They weren't any. There weren't any. Otherwise, if they had that, I reckon it'd be in their cave paintings. But the Aboriginal culture is sort of like, in deep in the outback, it's still alive, but it's been bastardized now by alcohol, colonialism, fucking. Yeah, a lot of the Aboriginal culture's been, it's not what it was now. It's a lot, it's sad. It's in a sad state of affairs some places. It's a shame. I had my hands helmet Newts from my dad, and he was a ranger. I found them, God bless. Yeah, that's awesome, Frack. That's amazing that you did that, mate. All right, so what did you want me to push on this one back here? Wild Bull Bar. All right, play this. Okay, let me go back to YouTube for a sec. I'll go to my chat. Go to my chat. Play this. Where is it? All right, hang about. I'm just setting it up, guys. I'm just moving across, trying to get this to go. Share screen. Bang, share. Do that all the way back.
More people may have been killed in Sudan over the last 10 days than during the past 2 years in Gaza. Let that sink in. The fact that comparison is even on the table means that experts believe.
Question: what's the consequences for going against the law or a military order? Bad, mate. The consequences, in a war zone, I'm gonna send you home. You're fucking gone. Back here in the training and in the, more in the environment when you're not in a deployment period and you're training. Consequences for going against the law or a military order. Yeah, it's not good, mate. It's called disobeying a lawful command or disobeying a lawful general order. Now, disobeying a lawful command is when I tell you to do something. So it would be just say, Wagsy. I'll be like, Private Wagsy, get over there and fucking scrub that shit up. I need you to scrub that shit. It's 11 o'clock. I need you to have it fucking clean by 12 o'clock or you're fucked. And I'll get over there at 12 o'clock and you completely disregard because you thought that was, beneath you and you're not going to clean no one else's fucking shit off. Then I'd charge you for disobeying a lawful command, and then you'd have consequences for that. So you get charged for disobeying a lawful command, and then you go to a judge. You have a prosecuting and defending officer, then there's a major or a colonel as a judge, and then they will say, this is the evidence, okay, this is what he's done. Then they'll say, how do you plead? And you'll always go fucking guilty because you're not there, because you're innocent. You're always fucked up when you're there. And then they'll go, right, oh, you're guilty, then they sentence you, and you get this thing called restrictions of privileges. So you're at work at 5 o'clock, you camp out the front in the car park, you're not allowed to, you got to ask permission to drink, eat, everything, bro. It's horrible. But yeah, but if you break the civilian law, just say, I get done DUI, then you get done. So you get done DUI, you got to go and face that, and then you come into the army, and then you got army consequences, especially if you got rank corporal, sergeant, or whatever. The consequences then Could be discharge, a dishonorable discharge. It could be a bunch of stuff. It could be not being promoted for 5 years, no promotion courses. It depends on the severity of the law that you're broken in Civilian Street. My dad served in Vietnam. Why do abos get all privileges if they didn't develop anything? It's unlucky that psilocybin cubensis was ingested by the indigenous people, as it was an invasive species that came with European cattle. Okay, and I know Cephas knows his shit. I wouldn't question that at all. Gee, Spud, so correct. These cunts in Melbourne are machetes. Neither did we, Spud. We inherited all after the Great Mud Flood. The clay flood of 1528. Wow, okay, no mucking about, hey. No. Oh, and then the other one is disobeying a lawful general order. That's a written order. So just say you get put on guard duty for 24-hour guard duty, and your guard time's this, and then you got to do a 4 hour. You got every 4 hours. You got to do a 2-hour roaming picket. Okay, so just say your timings are 10 o'clock to 12, and then 2 to 4, and just say you sleep through 1:30. You get up at 2:15, and you're late for that shift, that roaming picket, or it says in the standing order of dress manual, it might say you got to wear your uniform a certain way when you rock up on Monday morning, and then if you don't rock up with that certain way, you've now disobeyed a lawful general order, which is a written command, which is our punishment's even higher. But no, good soldiers won't fucking ever question that shit, so you don't have to deal with that much. Clay from the Sky, don't complain about your live peeps, live in Victoria. All right, we'll keep watching this crazy video on Sudan.
Believe tens of thousands could have been brutally murdered in the last couple days. This deserves a lot more attention than it's getting. Now, the longer this goes on, the less likely we are to get reliable information, as reports are now coming out that the RSF, or Rapid Support Forces, those accused of committing these atrocities, are digging up mass graves to hide their crimes. So let's get into what we know. Starting out with an assessment here from Nathaniel Raymond, the director of the Humanitarian Research Lab at Yale School of Public Policy, talking with CNN a few days ago to help provide some context, the scope of what is happening in Sudan right now.
Well, right now we're talking about a mass casualty event that could rival Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Just the bodies we can see on the ground is multiple 9/11s. And so the point is, a message to anyone, do something. We're in a matter of hours or days is the scale.
Look, I just know I just sort of know the gist of what's going on in Sudan. Is it the people that are killing the Christians, is it Boko Haram? Is it Boko Haram?
Of time we're working on here. And so call your congressperson, call your senator, do whatever you can now, but we're running out of time.
Now, from what I can tell, the Yale Humanitarian Research Lab is really leading the charge in a lot of the assessments around what's going on in Sudan right now. So we've got quite a bit here from their executive director, Raymond, who was quoted in Al Jazeera on Tuesday that based off of the UN figures and what can be seen on the ground in El Fasher, quote, more people could have died in 10 days than have died in the past 2 years of the war in Gaza. That's what we're talking about. That's not hyperbole. And to give you an idea of that scale, this is, again, being quoted in Al Jazeera. They say in that same paragraph, more than 68,000 Palestinians have been killed in Israel's war in Gaza since October 7th, 2023. So the number they're using as a comparison is 68,000. Staggering what could be happening right now in Sudan. In fact, turning back to Raymond again on CNN, he compares this situation to the Rwandan genocide.
On Monday morning, we received word that 1,200 had died in El Fasher. By evening, sources said 10,000. By Tuesday, we couldn't reach them. And then, meanwhile, we're seeing a velocity of killing that can only be compared to the Rwanda genocide.
And again, for a little bit of context there, that genocide resulted in the death of between 500 and 650,000 people. So this is a very significant loss of life playing out right now.
I knew some of these soldiers.
Continuing on with the Al Jazeera reporting, Raymond added that the RSF have begun to dig mass graves to collect bodies throughout the city. Quote, they're cleaning up their massacre. And as a little bit of a reminder, the Sudanese Armed Forces, or SAF, left El Fasher about a week ago, a little more than a week ago, and abandoned their posts there as the RSF moved into what was previously a humanitarian hub. Without the military forces there, they opened fire. They went into a hospital, killed patients, their family members, and doctors. The death toll there was estimated to be between 400 and 500. And right as soon as that happened, we started to see satellite imagery provided by, with an analysis done by, the Yale Humanitarian Research Lab. And we're going to run through more of that today. The killing was so staggering that they were able to see the blood-stained earth from satellite imagery and bodies from satellite imagery. That is hard to imagine.
Fuck the iron.
Continuing with the Al Jazeera reporting, they say amid global condemnation, the RSF and its reporters have tried to downplay the atrocities, accusing allied armed groups of being responsible. The RSF's leader, known as Hemeti, has also promised an investigation, and he did right out the gate say, don't worry, any foul play, we're going to look into it. And I should note at this point that the RSF has a long history of brutal atrocities against civilians throughout Sudan. Raymond pushed back on this, of course, saying, quote, if they want to actually have an investigation, they need to withdraw from the city and let UN personnel and the Red Cross and humanitarians enter and go house to house looking to see who is still alive. Quote, at this point, we cannot let the RSF investigate themselves. In fact, the reporting last week was that the RSF was going house to house, murdering every man, woman, and child they came across. As of this reporting today on November 5th, 2025, there is not access for humanitarian aid or investigations granted to the United Nations, Red Cross, Red Crescent, or anyone else. Now, there are a lot of really graphic images coming out of Sudan right now. Unfortunately, there are some being shared that I'll put up on the screen here that are not accurate. So this is one that has gone relatively viral on the internet, purporting to show a large number of bodies massacred in one area with the blood pooling up there. This is a watering hole for cattle. Again, there are a lot, countless videos and pictures showing the atrocities in Al Fasher right now. But for whatever reason, this one seems to be getting a lot of attention. Benjamin Strick over on X, an open source intelligence analyst, put together a one-to-one comparison here. And what he points out is if you just go back on Google Maps, Google Earth to 2022, you can see that same spot. It's cattle gathered around a watering hole. So again, lots of awful pictures coming out. This one, when you see it, just know that it's being misidentified, whether on purpose or not. Now, looking at some of the imagery coming out, again, turning to the Yale Humanitarian Research Lab, they released a couple pictures here in the last couple days. We'll put up on the screen. This first one, they say analysis of satellite imagery collected on the 1st and 2nd of November of the former Children's Hospital shows new dark-colored objects measuring approximately 1 to 3.2 meters in length, new thermal scarring where a cluster of objects was previously identified, and disturbed earth measuring 15 by 14 meters appears that is not previously seen in prior imagery from 28 October. Imagery collected 02 November shows an open trench with the plot of disturbed earth. It appears covered in imagery collected on 03 November. Children's Hospital in that one. Another one here, they say an analysis of imagery collected between 30 October and 1 November over El Fasher shows the new presence of at least 12 individual white oblong objects measuring approximately 1.38 to 1.8 meters in length, located 5 meters south of a mosque. Adjacent to the white objects is a new earth disturbance of overturned earth approximately 5 meters in length. The 5 meters in length, of course, being what appears to be an open trench. They say imagery collected on 03 November shows the white objects are no longer present. The earth disturbance remains visible. Again, the Yale Humanitarian Lab is accusing the RSF right now of going through some of these graves, burying a lot of the bodies, and then maybe digging some of them up and relocating some. So when some sort of international group does finally make it into Sudan, they're not able to effectively document the scale of these atrocities. Now, this is not a one-off incident here, right? The fighting and the violence has spiked in recent days, no doubt, as presented there by Nathaniel Raymond, but the fighting is actually continuing to spread. And we got reports just yesterday, well, a couple big ones here. First off, overnight, it looks like the RSF shot down a Sudanese armed forces cargo plane. We've got some imagery here or some videos here of that incident. According to Defense Blog, they say Sudan's Rapid Support Forces say they shot down a Sudanese Air Force IL-76 Candid transport aircraft on November 4th, claiming that all personnel aboard were killed. Clash reports stated that the RSF used a Chinese-made FK-2000 air defense system to strike the aircraft. The system, according to the Post, was supplied to the RSF by the United Arab Emirates. The RSF has not issued a detailed description of the engagement method, and the Sudanese military has not commented on whether an anti-air system was involved. Again, RSF is backed by the UAE, so that would not be all that shocking. Not a lot of details on that shootdown, but that's pretty notable that that happened at all. On the ground, ABC is reporting an attack by the RSF on the Sudanese city of El Obeid in the northern capital of Kordofan province that just killed more than 40 civilians. They say the RSF fighters launched the attack, killing at least 47 people, including 9 women, according to the Sudan Doctors Network. They say the network described its concerns about the horrific crimes by the RSF, describing it as, quote, a scene that epitomizes the most grotesque forms of human rights violations and systematic killings. They say it has received field reports indicating that dozens of bodies were piled up inside of homes after the RSF prevented the victims' families from burying them. It's unclear if those are the bodies from the latest attack. Again, something to keep in mind as this plays out, the longer it goes on without anyone able to get into that location, is the RSF is likely to try to do whatever they can to cover up these atrocities. Now, following the last video when we discussed this, I saw a lot of comments asking about what the United States is doing or what the United Nations is doing. There is outcry at the United Nations. We are hearing them speak up and say this is ongoing, and it sounds like they're trying to get in there, and they're not. The United States is, or they're not able to get in. Nobody's able to get in there right now. The United States appears to be pushing a peace initiative. State Department spokesperson said, quote, ending wars is a priority for President Trump, and the United States remains focused on working with our partners and other stakeholders to resolve the crisis in Sudan. Engagement with all relevant stakeholders is essential to achieving this goal. Given the immediate urgency of de-escalating the violence, we will continue to engage with the belligerents to end the conflict. And this isn't new. There were peace talks going on during the Biden administration. Those did not really make any progress. The war kind of stalled a little bit. The Civil War never stopped, but it sounds like there has been some momentum gained in the last few months under what is being called the Quad in September. That's the United States, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. So there are talks happening. No indication that anything has actually materialized. Either way, a couple big things to watch out for in the coming days. I would expect the Yale Humanitarian Research Lab to put out more satellite imagery. We'll keep an eye on that. Of course, peace negotiations, if there is any progress there, hopefully that will see some movement in the right direction. And then, of course, any possibility of humanitarian workers from any organization being able to work their way into, especially Al-Fashir, but really anywhere right now held by the RSF as they continue these attacks across the country, specifically targeting Sudanese civilians.
It's time to go in there, hit these cunts from the air, man.
And I'll see you all next time.
You dominate the airspace, you dominate the battle space. It's trying to fuck these cunts up. We complain here in Australia, but surely we're blessed. Not a true statement said tonight. Not a true statement said tonight. Okay, so let me just stop. Boom. Boom.
Like she lost her.
Hang on, I'm just loading up this other video that Chris, here's one, but it's sus. The one I was looking for has disappeared. Typical YouTube. Oh. All right, I'm just adding it now. I just found it. Just adding it now. I'll share screen. Boom, share. What have we got? All right, let me just go to YouTube, make this big. All right, here we go.
I'm deeply honored to have worn the cloth of this nation for 43 and a half years. and I'm humbled to have served as the 20th Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. But today is not about anyone up here on this stage. It's not about the President, the Secretary of Defense, me, CQ. It's not about us. It's about something much larger than all of us. It's about our democracy. It's about our republic. We are unique among the world's armies. We are unique among the world's militaries. We don't take an oath to a country. We don't take an oath to a tribe. We don't take an oath to a religion. We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator. We don't take an oath to an individual. We take an oath to the Constitution, and we take an oath to the idea that is America, and we're willing to die to protect it. Those values and ideas are contained within the Constitution of the United States of America, which is the moral North Star for all of us who have the privilege of wearing the cloth of our nation. It is that document that all of us in uniform swear to protect and defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Those who sacrificed themselves on the altar of freedom in the last 2.5 centuries of this country must not have done so in vain. The millions wounded in our nation's wars did not sacrifice their limbs and shed their blood to see this great experiment in democracy perish from this earth. No, we, the American people, we, the American military, must never turn our back on those that came before us. And we will never turn our back on the Constitution. That is our North Star. That is who we are, and that is why we fight. Thank you, and may God bless our military, and may God bless the United States of America.
Hero. General Milley. Oh, fuck. I think General Milley's a weak cunt. Tell you the truth. I think it is what it is. I think opinions will differ there. But, yeah, obviously he was talking about Trump. When I was talking about learning how to track and with Aboriginals, Joshua, I was talking about not a basic training. It was advanced training. Actually, once you've gone through basic training, then you've gone through the School of Infantry, then you get to your battalion, 1 RAR, 2 RAR, 3 RAR, whatever. And then once you become a senior soldier within the fighting battalion, so you've been soldiering within the battalion for at least 18 months, 2 years, then you'll start getting offered specialist courses. So it might be unarmed combat fighting, it might be combat first aid, it might be sniping and reconnaissance, it might be mortarman, advanced signaling, it might be direct fire support weapons. There's all different assault pioneers, and during that is where I got the opportunity to go learn how to track. So, and that's when I got exposed to Aboriginal culture proper, not just, the stuff you get taught at school is very one-dimensional, but somebody's got to sort out this problem and take them to the naughty corner. Why is he a weak cunt? What's doing you wild fuckers? No till craft Frosty. I'm smashed off me tights, smashed off me tits. Nice one, Rainbow General. That's right. He was the one that brought in all the woke bullshit into the military and dropped standards. I think Milley was one of the guys that started to destroy the American military and what the American military really stood for and what it was about. that was a very poetic speech that he gave, a very patriotic speech, and it was a speech from a good leader, from a leadership position. But what he did, I think, in the military was no good. Was no good. Decisions he made, I don't think was in the eye of the military at all. It was more he was pleasing his government and what the government was pushing that agenda in that time, and I think that's weak to fall to that. That's why I think that's one of the reasons. It was a woke rainbow general. Exactly. That's a good way. He was a woke general. Can you show your sources, please? He's following democracy and the Constitution. I can have a look at some of the what he changed for the standards of fitness, the standards for special forces, how he let transgenderism into the military. He let the military start paying for transgenderism. Have a look at all that stuff. Nice, that's amazing. Nice, that's amazing. It's amazing. Of course. Like one of the dudes that he put in charge of nuclear waste got caught stealing a lady's dress, a famous lady's dress at the airport, and got caught wearing it as a man to a gala party or something like that. And he put that guy in charge of nuclear waste. Just decisions like that. No good. No good. That's just bullshit wokeness you shouldn't have a person like that in charge of military fucking waste, and he's got sneaking through airports, stealing women's dresses out of their suitcases. That alone is enough for me to fuck off. Who's this guy? You're not a leader, bro. You're just succumbing to the masses at that particular time. I admire him because he knows it's bigger than one. I know. I admire him. Yeah, that's good. That's great. I'm glad. I mean, there's like John Howard. I admire John Howard, and I know there's guys in the chat right now can't fucking stand him. He took away our guns. He gave us GST. He's committed us to the Iraqi war. Lots of people can't stand Howard, and I can understand that. But I was a serving soldier in a war zone, and what he did for me was unbelievable compared to other, ministers. So, he made sure the soldiers of Australian soldiers and had what they needed in that particular time, and that was the edge that gave us life or death. And he took it seriously, and when he said something, he backed it up and gave it to us. And so that alone, from a soldier's point of view, having someone that's got your back like that, and then that trickles down through the chain of command, was overwhelming for me. But I can understand, I fucking hate the fact that he took our guns away too. But I can understand why people in the comments can't stand him, but I'll always think he was the best Prime Minister since I've been alive anyway. Can you show that source? Never heard of that. All right, I'll next live then I'll get some shit together. But he's a woke cunt. But that's in the military. Everyone knows it's bigger than one person, though. You're there. It's big. The reason why you join is because it's something that's bigger than you. Something that you can throw yourself at, and then you've all got a common goal and common mission and a common serving. This whole thing was just the fact that that it's bigger than us. So yeah, woke is the go to argue these days. Yeah, woke is the go to argument these days. Not woke. Well, then we'll just say what it is. Bringing transgender into the military, no good. You got somebody with men doesn't even know he's a man or a woman or a man, and you put them into an environment where they're going to have high pressure situations, have to make life with their situations, and they can't even choose or understand whether they're a fucking man or a woman. I've got nothing against those people, but there's no role in the fucking military. No role at all. And then dropping the standards. He dropped the standards too. Anyway, Howard disarm the public in 96. He's a fucking dog cunt. See, there you go. Spud hates him. Spud hates Howard. I know it. But I love him. And it's fucked that we take our guns away, but we got a chance to get them back. We got to get rid of this fucking monarchy under representative democracy. That's what we have. We are representative democracy under a monarchy. We need to fuck that off. We need to become a republic. We need to have our own constitution, and we need to have our own Bill of Rights. And then through that process of writing the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, we should be able to get our rights, freedom of speech, to personal defense, blah, 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 blah. That's how we get our guns back. You know, Sarge, I didn't even know about the Australian version of Pearl Harbor and Darwin until a short time ago. I admired the Aborigines for their connection to the land, their discretion regarding their cosmology of the dreaming, and their excellence in bushcraft. Yeah, fucking oath, man. It's second to none. It is amazing. Don't listen to Spud. You know, Sarge, I didn't know that. Yeah, also look at the Kokoda track. You want an inspiration of and the story of overcoming the most hardest, what's the word I'm looking for? Overcoming one of the most hardships in a war zone, working in one of the most toughest environments in the world, being that Top 1 jungle in the wet with mountainous terrains, pulling artillery pieces up, trying to stop the Japanese coming down from the north, coming through the islands to invade the top of Australia. So also, Josh, look up the Kokoda track. Put in Australian Kokoda Trail, and that will be you'll enjoy that. And you'll learn about the Fuzzy Wuzzies, which is the Papua New Guinea people with the fuzzy hair that you will help in bringing they'll help bringing our artillery pieces through their through their country in Papua New Guinea, and they'll also help in bringing our wounded back. And we can build a really good relationship with those guys. DEI hire, not a great idea. DEI, that's right. There you go. He brought in DEI, which is no good in the military. I don't think DEI is good anywhere. It should be merit-based. It shouldn't be on quotas. No one of you guys have been with us, mate. We've been with you for a long time. Boer War, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Somalia, Cambodia, Rwanda, no, not Solomon Islands, not East Timor, Iraq, Afghan. Yeah, we've been side by side for the longest. A soldier's rank changes to lieutenant when they. A soldier's rank changes to lieutenant when they go to the 12. Nah, Spud, they're just black Native Americans. People say the same thing about our Native Americans. I wouldn't give guns to the public now. They're fucking nuts. Nah, but that's right. I still think everyone has a right to a gun. So there's still going to be like, if you're a criminal, depending on the crime. There's still a way to vet, you know what I mean? To have a process if you've got some sort of mental health or history. But that shouldn't be the only reason why you should own a gun. You should have a current assessment, and that should also go to it. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. I'll listen, Spuddy. I was locked up when Port Arthur happened. I was in county jail and trusted by travelling to London to go to do groups. PA and gun rights was a huge subject. We spoke to law students, etc. Yeah, right. I was what was I doing? I was on guard duty that night. I think I was on guard duty in 1 hour when Port Arthur went down. Ripper Billy can't. I'll go and have one in a sec. How is it spelled? Thanks for the info. Super duper cheers. Laugh out loud. Guns are everywhere. Yeah, that's right. They are everywhere, but they're not legal though. I want to be able to walk into Bunnings carrying a fucking AR-15 on my chest. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to walk into Bunnings fucking having my Glock 19 on my hip. You know what I mean? I want to be able to do that. Not just fucking own a gun and say if someone comes down my driveway, you're fucked. I want to be able to open carry. I think we should be able to open carry. Swap your machetes for guns. Bro, I had no idea. They don't teach us this stuff in school, like how green parts of the Middle East are. That's right. If you're not armed, you're stupid. Yep, I think so. This day and age. I mean, I'd love to have a right. I mean, we can't. You know what I mean? Besides getting a gun, so there's hunting or bolt action rifles that we're allowed to have. But that's a whole other debate, and I don't know where people are with guns. Some people are afraid of them because they think they're an evil thing. So some people like just the word gun or seeing a gun, it's associated with bad ideology. But yeah. If you're not armed yet, Martin Bryant was living in my house in Mullumbimby in 2000. I remember you telling me that. That's crazy, bro. I don't know. Why would they let him out? I don't know. Bum, bum. All right. Hang on a sec. I'll just be 1 sec. Yeah, so I grew up in Toowoomba too, so I grew up around a lot of Aboriginal families. And because I played a lot of rugby league, my dad was running a karate club in Toowoomba at the time too, so I was known there too, like at the karate club. A lot of people come to that. Obviously, the high school, I was playing rugby at Harristown. So I was around Aboriginals a lot growing up, but never really understood their culture, never had those type of things, around them. I was always playing footy or drinking or fighting, It wasn't until I joined the army and got to the 1RAR and then had a section commander that was really into tracking, and then we started doing tracking courses with them. Because Aboriginals, some of the best trackers in the world. You don't hear about it much on the news at all. And it's a shame because they should put Aboriginals out there because they do great work. When people go missing in the outback, guess who they go get? There's a few Aboriginal blokes they get, and there's a couple of white blokes, but they're taught from these Aboriginal lads. And they're fucking good, man. They can track through the jungle. They can track through the outback. They can track you anywhere. They're really, really, really good. It was amazing. Just the little things I learned from them was crazy. I want to hear my Martin Bryant story. Drop the link, Brother Sarge. I've heard the Martin Bryant story. Yeah. I've been up for 2 hours, 10 minutes. I might drop the link, and if anyone wants to come up and say g'day and hang out for fucking 10, 20, I'll do that, so I'll get the link. How do I do that again? Copy. Trevor, army is all good and well. Yeah, I was fighting front line. What would you say to someone struggling that has come here as an immigrant and wants to take their life? Mate, somebody loves you, bro. You're wanted, man. Life's the weak. That's a cowardly way out. First thing you need to do is go to help. If you can't, go to an emergency room, mate, and seek help straight away. Okay? Straight away. Because if you're in that mindset, go to emergency room. You need to be surrounded by medical professionals so they can help you out. Okay? That's the first advice I'll give to you straight away. Ring someone. Ring a friend, ring a family member. Talk to them. Tell them how you're feeling right now. Yeah, everyone makes a difference, brother. Everyone makes a difference. It's over not being tough, but what you say. But I want to make the difference. Yeah, you will make the difference, mate. Share your trials and tribulations. Start a YouTube channel. Start a YouTube channel like I did, mate. I'm still fucking lost and don't have a purpose in life, bro. I struggle with mental health. It's in waves for me. And some days I feel fucking useless. I feel like I'm fucking not good enough. I feel fucking all this horrible shit. So I know you're doing, but you'd start a YouTube channel, start telling your stories, and there'll be people that have the same sort of thought and same sort of drama going on in their head, bro. And it doesn't matter how you got the trauma. We will end up the same place. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it's in a war zone, a car accident, a fucking street fight. It doesn't matter what the fuck it was. It's the same trauma. It's the same shit at the end of the day. So start a YouTube channel. Start talking about your fucking trials and tribulations, and then through that you'll inspire other young men or women, and then you'll gain a purpose through that, cunt. That's how you start. That's how you do it, mate. Just change the thought process just a little. I can do a better job than these people with qualifications, though. You're SK, bro. Thanks for that. You talk to me like I talk to him. Right. So, you know, that's exactly what you need to do, bro. Is just keep fucking reinforcing that. Just keep reinforcing that to him. Tell him to fucking start a YouTube channel. Fucking do all that stuff, bro. And another thing, if you haven't already done it, but if you're in that, is what I did was a suicide prevention course. I did that 3 fucking times. I did the suicide prevention course because my soldiers coming back, bro, were coming to me going, I'll fucking kill myself, goody. I don't know what to do. I'm sitting at night time in the lounge room, the lights off, the fucking gun in my mouth. So I've been there, bro. I fucking know that feeling. It's fucked. But the suicide prevention course, if you haven't already done that, man, it helps. And the first thing you got to do with anybody is the first thing you learn on that course is ask them directly, do you want to fucking hurt yourself or do you want to hurt anybody else? You need to ask them that straight away, because then that makes them put a decision in their mind if they're really thinking about it or not. Okay? And that's what you don't want to be nice at that point. You want to be truthful and upfront, and you want to deliver it in a caring manner, not like you don't give a fuck. You know? Victim mentality doesn't help. It doesn't, Dan. It doesn't, you know. But I fall into it. Like I literally wake up and feel I'm not fucking good enough. I do. My missus yelled out, we all do. Blood laugh out loud. I get plenty of haters because I'm unapologetic myself. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, that's right. Doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if we have different opinions. That's the beauty of being individuals, is that we can still come together, disagree on a bunch of stuff, and it might be strong topics like abortion, whether you're pro-life or pro-women's choice, you know. But that's not a reason why we shouldn't still come together and talk and debate and still hang out, because you'll probably find on 80% of the topics that we talk about, we probably mostly agree on. And even if we don't agree on the other 80, it's still not a reason not to engage, you know. Because there's some things that I just won't budge on, you know, like my stance on abortion, I just won't budge on it, but I respect everyone else's opinion. Just try and motivate him, try to tell him he's not the problem, life goes on. Love you, bro. Fucking oath, Trev. You're killing it, bro. No one's come to save us. Based Aussies unite. Funny shit, Spud. Exactly. You don't meet many trains with this mentality, bro. You're a great person, yeah. You don't meet many trains. Yeah, but fuck, it's been a lot of growth, bro. And I'm in my, you know, I'm past, you know, late 40s now, so it's taken a lot. It's taken a lot to, and I'm still nowhere near fucking where I need to be, but we just keep fucking soldiering on, right? It ain't me. Drop your link. Oh, fuck. Hang on, I'll just go to YouTube and I'll pin that. So, just bear with me for a sec, guys. I'm just pinning that in the chat so I don't have to block that so there's no double links. All right, done that. Now I can shut that. Shut that. Hey.
What's going on here, mate?
Hey, man, just fucking chewing the fat, playing a few videos, fucking just chilling.
Fuck yeah. I've been watching for the last hour or so, so yeah, fucking good yarns tonight, mate. Always good.
Yeah, fucking nice.
Been good, mate. Last month we fucking hit every Friday, so consistent.
Yeah,
doing well. Like
I want to get back into it again.
Good.
Yeah. I even started picking up the weights again, mate.
A random Aussie pops in. You jumping up too, you cheeky bugger.
Oh, Rando, you're nearly done, Rita Sarge. Yeah, come up, mate. Come up and say good day. Trevor, I see a lot of myself in you. Love from the depths of my heart. Have a good stream. Cheers, bro. $50's the new 30, cunt. Says us 50-year-olds. How you been? All right, bro?
Yeah, dying from the fucking bong. But not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Bit of fucking shit going on in the background here, so yeah, been a bit quiet, but yeah, not bad.
Yeah, good. Thanks, bud.
G'day, Sud. G'day, Sud.
Hey, mate.
God bless you. Oh, mate, excellent stream tonight, Sarge.
G'day, mate. How are you, Creekside?
Hey, what's going on, Chiefs? How you guys doing?
You grew your hair out, mate.
Yeah, just just kind of let it not bother me, just kind of
looking good, Josh. You looking happy, bro. Always good to see you, man.
Hey. Yeah, thanks,
Josh.
Big ups. Hey,
you, Josh.
Oh, fuck, sorry, mate.
G'day, Joshy.
Hey, good day, guys. It's just the touch of morning sunlight breaking through the clouds. What time is it over where y'all are at?
About 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Friday night.
Nice. Friday night, baby.
Time for a sesh, Joshy.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, Sarge, excellent stream tonight. Fucking, you picked the maddest topics to talk about, eh? Dead set, dude.
I think we just sort of fell into them. I think people were just bringing it up, and then we just started playing videos and talking about it. So, yeah, I was just going to talk about some more shit, and then we sort of turned the way it went. That was cool, but I like talking about that shit.
Yeah, go with the flow, eh?
Yeah. Good night.
Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Hey, Josh, you almost look like a mushroom cunt.
Thank you. I was watching some Malcolm Douglas videos the other day, and I saw this Aboriginal dude, and he's got this big old pot belly and and kind of crazy hair like mine. And I'm like, dude, I just need to carry a bundle of spears and be shirtless, and that's me. Like, You get a really good tan going.
Fucking
Yeah, no, Malcolm Douglas is a legend.
Gosh, legend and a half, man. That is, yeah, man.
There's another guy to look up is a Bush Tucker man.
Okay, I've
Yeah,
seen little thumbnails
Yeah, he's
for
good.
his stuff. Haven't watched him yet. All right.
He's a good.
Hey.
He's really good.
Les Hiddens,
That's him.
ex-veteran, ex-SAS.
Yeah,
Office.
yeah, and he wears a slouch hat, doesn't he? He wears a slouch hat while he's
Okay.
cruising around in the bush.
Yeah, he's got it set for rain. When it rains, it just strips off. He-
Dang. Well, I can hear you guys really well tonight. I mean, it's probably because I'm not in the noisiness of the strip. But yeah, y'all are coming in loud and clear, man. It's that the Starlink. You know, you got to thank Daddy Elon out there.
I got Starlink, bruv. Hey, Rando.
G'day, Randy.
I've seen 4 like pufters on panels, so I thought I might pop up and put a 5th one into it type thing.
Yeah, well, we got to hit the. Someone's got to work the glory hole, mate. You're
Cunts
right.
room for one more jump in, eh? Let's do it. Yeah, fuck yeah.
I don't hate anybody,
on, lad.
Dancer. I don't hate anybody.
No, we love a bit
Definitely
of
don't hate
dance.
you. Yeah, you're all good. What's up, fellas? Just swinging through on my way to the gym. Have a good night. Hope you're well. Fucking go get after it. Fucking lift that iron, lad.
Who's going to the gym?
Fucking
DK.
DK, mate. DK.
DK.
I don't know if he goes to the gym or if he just fucking.
Or you going to
goes
Jim's
the
house?
fake
Or
waves.
what?
Down to
Confused.
score.
Is it JIM or JYM? Like, how do you spell it? Because I don't have chat, so I can't see it. Sorry.
Oh no, it's the Gime. He's going to the Gime.
He's going to go on. I'll go on psychologist. Yeah, no, fair enough. We all have those problems once in a while. Such as life.
Yeah, I hopped on because I heard that. I heard one of you guys were at the gym or finishing from the gym or whatever, and it was so ironic because I was literally just getting back from work, crossing my apartment complex, like where the outside patio where I'm at right now, there's the gym, like right there.
Oh, so what do you do for a bit of coin, knackers?
Oh yeah, I promote for the highest rated strip club in Vegas. It's called the Peppermint Hippo.
Fuck.
They got one in
So
the UK.
so you're like my new best friend.
No,
I think.
that's. What'd you say?
Yeah, no, you're like my new best friend. Then
Yeah, come to Vegas, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
anyone
fuck
in
yeah.
chat,
Yeah.
screenshot this
Yeah.
and show me, and I'll get your drinks at the club for sure. I'll get your cover and I'll get your drinks.
Fucking oath.
Big love dancer.
I'd much rather actually honestly like live out in Australia just for like a month. I just want to
no,
like,
we're full. We're like
No, I
we're
just-
actually over full.
it won't be long. Just maybe like I'll just squeeze in there, 30
You
days.
bring your swag, give your right. Bring your swag, give your right. We'll find somebody to like. keep
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I could do that. I could really do that. And
Yeah.
Bring your
So you're in
machete.
Vegas. So you're in Vegas, are you?
Yep. Living the dream.
Yeah, sweet. Do you live in the tunnels or above ground? Taking the piss, mate. Having a joke, having a laugh with you. Don't get your butt hurt. Nothing.
No worries. No. Yeah, it was funny. I wish I could rectify the. I was on a live one time with you guys. I don't really hop on very often with like all yous here, but somebody said something and I laughed at it, but you couldn't see my face, and it looked like I just like took it like hella seriously. They were
Oh
like,
yeah.
they were like, we even have birthdays here, and like, and it just showed me, and I like cracked up. I died laughing, but it just like, I think it like the frame rate paused, and it just showed me with like a straight face. I was like, oh man, that made me look like a fool.
How long have you been doing the job for?
I've been doing it since July 4th, since good old Independence Day.
Oh yeah. So what'd you do prior to before you done the
7-Eleven and my
Yeah,
college.
sweet.
of
Yeah,
course.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate. Work
Thanks,
Hey,
hard.
you got going, yeah? Fucking good on you, mate.
Yeah, it's good life, man. And I got a bunch of good news yesterday. So yeah, it just keeps getting better, really.
What's the good news?
Oh, they, is I had some problems coming up, and they kind of got resolved in
Oh,
regards
very
of
good. No, that's
yeah.
cool. Without saying too much. Yeah, good on you, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like when you're looking old man, but I'm gonna miss your stream, jumping on the stream, and you're in the middle of the bush somewhere, doing God knows what.
Probably just trying to sleep or eat or cook me a meal, I had no idea how simple damper was. You know how much better, like how quicker I'd be here if I knew how to just freaking throw together some flour and water and cook it in the coals. And
Oh, no, that's what we tell Americans how you make it type thing. But there's actually a special way to make it type thing.
So Joshy, can you tell us that you're selling pussy but not selling pussy? Like, how the fuck are you selling pussy and getting away with it?
It's called a promoter. It's promoting type thing, like. It's a modern day version of a pimp, I suppose you say, Spud. But but
not
it's
really.
Like, bro, just stand on the street with drink vouchers and say pussy.
Hey, I do it. Hey, don't worry, Josh. I do it to missus all the time, mate. It's all cool. It's all right.
Oh, you like that bloke that stands out in front of the hotel in dusk till dawn. Big pussy.
Yes.
Yeah. Pussy. Teaching.
Yeah. That's excellent.
Oh, fucking
Yeah.
Royce.
Hey, Royce, how are you, mate?
Royce, hit the link, Royce.
Let me dip off because I got 6%. So I'll let good old Royce mate get on.
Oh, you don't have charges in America?
No, I'm just my roommate's getting ready for work, so I don't want to get him. I don't want to come in talking and yapping and stuff. He's just waking
good
up.
to see you, man.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate. Very good.
Thanks for jumping up, Josh.
Everyone, Sarge.
Good to speak to you, bro.
Yeah. Same, guys. One love, guys.
Get some rest, sell some tits. God bless you.
Get some rest.
I think that's what we call a modern day pimp type thing. But God bless you. Yeah, fuck you.
I reckon we have a drinking game every time someone says type thing. Take a shot.
I didn't even hear what he did at the start. I didn't know what did he say he did? He promoted women. Is that what
he promoted for a strip club type thing in Vegas. Yeah.
Oh, right. I didn't quite catch what he said.
Type thing.
Oh, we're not crueling any cunt's hustle, but he's like selling sluts with free drink.
Fuck, I'm in the wrong trade, digging dirt and fucking planting fields and fucking milking cows, mate. I've been doing it wrong for a fucking long time. I'd rather be doing what he fucking doing,
Royce is in fucking China.
Royce is in.
Hang on, mate.
Get this thing here.
How the fuck are you on YouTube in Shanghai on a VPN?
Is he over there with Dan Andrews, is he? Or what the fuck's going on there? Like, who the fuck
He's his bootlicker. Has that cunt come back? Dan Andrews didn't
want him back, and that fucking Jacinta cunt can fucking go there. Hey, so what's your thoughts on the fucking the rising of the old social fucking happening at the present stage?
The what?
The socialists rising, if our fearless leader, H.Y. Elbow, is a part of the hard socialist left, and down here our fearless leader is type thing. And then if you looked at the New York mayor, that's a hard socialist commie. Have you noticed how much the commie socialist shit is starting to rise through, but slip through without not being And then I've got a few Ukrainian mates and Soviet Union mates, and they're just like, get the fuck out of here. And a few Cuban mates, and they're just like, what the fuck is going on in this country? But have you noticed how it's like slipping through without saying too much? But like,
Fucking oath, mate. I mean, in Victoria,
am I the only one noticing? Am I the only one noticing this, or is this like this shit's starting to happen?
It's getting scary, bro.
You're seeing it. You're seeing it, aren't you? You know,
mate. The biggest scary, I think, is the first time in America they've voted in a proper commie socialist
in New York, and it's the 34-year-old New York. Yeah. So
that's fucked up. He wants to take away private property. He wants to take all supermarkets away from ownership and they're government owned.
You own nothing. It's a great reset type shit. You'll own nothing. You take the money away from the top, and then everyone's equal, and blah blah blah, and all the rest of it type thing. But
never works.
Yeah,
it doesn't fucking work.
Well, this is what it won't work here because we need our mineral export from the West and Queensland. Because if you took out our export, we'll be fucked. We'll be up shit creek without a paddle type thing.
100%.
So if you're going to go down the whole path of, you own nothing, everyone be equal and everything else like that, no. But this is what's slowly starting to creep into the Western society of shit. And you know me, I'm like the minimalist of conspiracy and a whole lot of it. I've left school at 13. I've worked every day till I'm fucking 44 type thing, like full time. I've got what I've got and everything else like that. But I do appreciate big business, and I do reap the rewards off that type of thing. But the whole lot, the way it's heading, but have you noticed, like in the last 12 months, how much is starting to really creep in?
Dude, why do 20-something million people give so much power to a couple of fuckwits to fuck our country?
Well, that's where we're heading type thing. It's the whole. You got to look at socialism and the whole lot of it. So you're putting the power into the government. So perfect example. Look at China, and then you could be a trillionaire in China, but the government can come down and go, "Oh, you said something bad about us, or we're going to shut you down, and take all your money," and which they've done like numerous times. You usually go to Russia, you look at Ukraine, you look at the Soviet Union, you look at Cuba, you look at the whole. Tell me one communist socialist country that has succeeded that the population is happy.
Victoria. Victoria.
But see, this is Spud. So this is the thing. So you say Victoria, right? But see, this is the thing, Spud, right? We're Australia. We're not Victoria. This is where you're getting it right. Do you know where we're sending everyone? Up your way. Because we're full. No, Spud. You got to listen. We're full. They're in Sydney. They're in the West. Next thing you're going to have Bajit running your fucking supermarkets and driving your trucks. Don't fucking laugh about it, mate. This is fucking, and you say Victoria. No, this is the problem, right? So divide and conquer. This is what they're doing. You got to stand together, right? So when you say Victoria, don't pretend you're hiding up there in Queensland thinking it's going to be okay. Victoria, but who are you governed by? You're governed by a hard leftist motherfucker. So you think Queensland's safe? No, mate. You got your head in the sand, Spud. You really have your head in the sand, Spud. So just don't say Victoria, mate. It's Australia.
Dude,
this is what Labor. No. This is what Labor does. It's divide and fucking conquer. See, this is pitching you against me. No. We've got to push back from this shit.
Hang on, mate. It's always been state against state, mate against mate.
Well, see if there's a crow eater. You're a fucking slow Queenslander and everything else like that.
You're fucking Mexican.
But I know. I'm a Mexican type thing. Tasmanians have two heads. That was banter. But what Labor is doing right now is like actually dividing the country type thing through socialism type shit. And it is creeping up. It is creeping up and here's a perfect example. So my sister moved up there 18 months ago to Queensland, mate. She got Victorian number plates. Every fucking survey, every time someone sees her with her Victorian number plates, mate, they look at her and they go, and she's been told like 15 times in like the last 18 months, "Oh, you're Victoria, you voted Dan Landry's," type thing. They're dividing. That's what socialism does. It divides type thing. Because she's got fucking Victorian number plates on her
Would there be a
Colorado.
divide
They
without
think
the
she's
Liberal?
they think she voted for Daniel Andrews and the whole lot of it. Yeah. Put your flag up out the front. Keep your flag up out the front. Spud
Would
flies
there
the
be a
flag.
divide without the Liberal Party? So the
Oh,
Liberal
I'm
Party's
fine.
had power for the last how many years? How many years has Liberal had power for?
Well,
Fucking
Labor
6
down
years or
here's had Labor's had power down in Victoria for 14 years in our state.
Yeah, Dan Andrews. Yeah, that's hard though. Like it's a hard one when it's because it is state related.
Then what? Labor's in
I don't agree with
power.
fucking anything that Dan Andrew does, but I fucking
No. But Albo's on his second term.
I don't like Albo either.
No, but he's been in term for like 2 terms, so he's 8 years, 9 years, type thing. Yeah,
with the socialist commie thing that's sneaking through the. Where
and and Albo, and you can look it up. Albo is like, well, he was just over at the fucking in the Pommy land, fucking in the very leftist fucking party doing the whole communist fucking left.
Mate. Yeah, Randy. Albo, when he was in university, was the poster boy for the communist.
For the left, communist socialist society. He was. And you can't deny that because it's all on the internet type thing.
Right.
So are we heading down the communist path or what's happening?
You got, I reckon, the blueprint for that is starting in the schools and the universities. So you have
that's
to
where
look
it
at what the
started.
agenda.
That's where it started.
That's what I'm saying. That's where it starts, mate. It starts
daughter-
brainwashing the children and the fucking
And
dudes that go to college.
This has been going for a long time. My daughter, so my youngest one is 10 years old. So 9 years ago, when she was in daycare and then in kindergarten, it wasn't the Australian anthem or anything like that. Every second morning, they done "Welcome to Country."
Oh, yuck! Yeah.
No shit. No, and I bet you if you look into it hard enough, that so so 9 years ago, my youngest daughter could come home and recite "Welcome to Country," but she didn't know nothing about the national anthem. She was coming home as a 4-year-old telling me that when I lit a bonfire up, like out the back in the bush type thing, it's bad for the environment. I shouldn't be doing that.
Fucking hell, see? That's what I mean.
But this has been happening like for over it starts in schools, universities, and it's been progressing through.
Yeah.
This is where it comes into our it's fucked.
Government controlled media, ABC.
Yeah.
Well, that's fucking.
Schools are indoctrination. Schools are indoctrination centers for the woke cunts.
Fucking oath it are. And I've been living it, watching it, fucking the whole lot for I've been had a good solid dose of it for like the last 20 years, and you can actually see the direction that it's been fucking heading type thing. But see, people get their ass heads out of line because they don't, because if you refer back to Labor, right? Well, Labor's blood in the Southern Cross, isn't it? The Union Jack.
Yeah.
Where do you see those flags flying now? Like, and if you look at Labor down in Victoria, it's fucked. Like it's it come from Ballarat, but Labor in Victoria. If you Labor in Victoria, you got to vote Labor. Like, you'll never see you don't see the Union Jack flying down in Victoria at the present stage type thing because we've got this tunnel thing that we're sending broke from. That the union it's fucked. 9 out of 10 people in Victoria rely on the government purse, whether you're with the NDIS, whether you're through welfare, whether you're fucking in the hospitals, whether you're the fireys, whether you're the cops, whether you're a school teacher. 9 out of 10 people rely on some part of the government to fund their wage. Who are they going to vote for? And then the ones that fucking and all the Pajeets and fucking everything that's coming through the immigration because our paddocks are full, but they keep bringing people in. Who are they going to vote for? Victoria's fucked. It's a fucking basket case. But I'm just saying, it's coming. It's coming for it's already in Sydney now, and we're full. Sydney's full. The West is getting full. South Australia's about full. It's coming up your way. Don't worry about that. Like it's my question is like, what do you the whole socialist fucking communist side of shit? It kind of scares me. Like it's not good.
No, it's not.
And it's not good at all.
No.
And the worst thing is, we're sorry, Spud, but we don't have any arms to come up and fight up against it. That's what's fucked.
And we're already getting set up for it with digital IDs. You got to now, as of December 10th, I've got to register to fucking actually come onto panel to fucking see you. So I've got to put more information there. You know, it's the whole control. Did you know that?
Yeah,
so December 10th with the digital ID, you're going to have to register and put your details on to actually like have a panel.
Are you going to do that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I think Spud before December 10th, which what are we the date? I think I've got to be another fucking couple of weeks, and yeah, fuck YouTube. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm saying fuck the internet. I got three devices. And fucking I'm not taking the digital ID jab.
So the thing is too, I've got this is my social media. I've never been on Facebook. I've never been on any social media. You either call me, you text me, or you find me on YouTube. I have never registered or I've never done nothing up social media apart from this. So yeah, why would I want to start now? Like, you know, and you know, this has been 20 years. You know, Facebook's been around for 20 years, I think. And I've never opened a Facebook page, never sent a Facebook fucking thing, never sent a Snapchat, never done nothing type thing. Never tried looking up.
If you have a Facebook, you've already done the digital fucking jab.
That's what I mean. But I've never done that. So all I've ever done is, well, look up my email. I don't have one. I've got business email. It's not registered to me type thing. Yeah, I've done my best over the last 20 years to not leave a digital footprint. The only digital footprint pretty much is YouTube. Yeah, you can try and hunt me down from there, but yeah. So at the moment, I'm thinking, well, yeah, as of December 10th, I ain't going to add to it.
Yeah, man, I'm retiring. My last stream is going to be on December 9. You won't no more Spuddy.
I better look into it. I don't even know this rule you're talking about. I haven't even fucking looked into it. I don't even know.
As of December 10th, Sarge, you're going to have to like register and do a digital ID to access YouTube.
I've already got that because of the monetization. I have to do all that anyway.
No, it's more than that. Nah.
Dude, can I have a moment? You have to give up your digital ID just to do a fucking Google search. Fuck that noise. You have to prove you're over 16. They're hitting adults. They want us. They want everything about us. And that info can be hacked. It can be hacked. We've had that many hacks. Fucking, it's ridiculous.
I know. I've seen that Marjorie Green Taylor, that fucking Candace Owens, and who else was it? I think it was Elon Musk saying how they were trying to shut us down on all the, they were trying to shut us down on Facebook, YouTube, X, all that stuff. I was aware of that, but I'm not aware of this fucking. You got to type your name in to do a Google search shit though. I haven't heard any of this stuff.
No, you got to register your age to prove that you're over 16. So
I see. So the catch is you got to prove.
Yeah. So how do you prove that you're over 16? So you got to prove to YouTube or Google that you're over 16. How do you do that?
Every fucking time you get on the device. Every fucking time you get on it.
So what documentation do you produce to them to prove that you are actually who you are and over the
obviously it's going to be a passport or a driver's license.
Yeah, well, exactly. So,
Oh, your whole digital ID's on your phone. What if you're walking down the street and some muzzrat steals your phone?
This is a good point. What do people in the chat? What do people in the chat think? Right in the chat what you think about this is a fucking good point. See, I'm not aware of this stuff. I knew that. I knew that.
This
All
is
the
off
censorship.
December
But
10th. Yeah.
fuck
What
yeah!
what
I'm
if
gonna. I'll be reading about this cunt tomorrow, man.
what if some cunt you're walking down the street with your whole ID on your phone? Everything they want is on your device, and you're walking down the street and some cunt steals your fucking phone. You're a non-human. You can't prove who you are.
They don't have to
Digitalized.
steal your phone. Oh, they don't have to have a scanner. Like they scan your cards when you fucking, they don't.
What if
have
you
to-
lose your phone? You can't eat. You can't pay for shit.
No,
Can't
no.
get.
If you do all your banking on your phone type thing, they can shut you down on your banking. The whole lot of it.
And them smart meters, them people with smart meters on their electricity, that 3 hours free fucking electricity a day, who's paying for that? Yous cunts with the smart
Exactly.
I'm not getting no
nighttime.
3 hours free electricity a day.
Don't get us, never get a smart meter. I made a video on it. Oh, can I drop a link to the smart meter video, Sarge? It'll fucking freak you out. Only goes for a couple of minutes. Fucking, there's smart
What's
meters.
you mean one that you request to your house, or is it one that the power company's putting on the power pole to your house?
No, the one on your in your power box, the smart meter. Here's the little thing with the smart meter, right?
Yeah,
So it's meant to register like your power like every monthly type thing. So one of my mates went away, and he done a trip around Australia, so he's away for 3 months type thing. So he pulled out every fucking fuse, but left the bore and the fridge running, right? Type thing. So he left 2 fuses in, so no power, nothing apart from the bore and the fucking fridge. Anyway, he came back after 3 months and he had the same power bill like he's been living there type thing. He rang him up and said, yeah, I've been away for 3 months type thing. You're speaking to some, Pajit type fucking fella on the phone and said, I've been away for 3 months. It's impossible that I should have like a $2,000 power bill type thing. And then the Pajit fella tried to tell him, oh, well, you must have had squatters in your house.
What?
Yeah, right. And then for him to justify that, no, I didn't have it, he had to get someone down from the Big Smoke to come down, read his fucking smart meter, because these smart meters aren't real smart, apparently, type thing. So he had to actually, someone had to come down, pull the information out of the smart meter, right? And if he was wrong, he had to pay about $3,000 for the person to come down, pull the information out of it and everything else like that. Or if they were wrong, they had to pay it type thing. So he had some Pajit fucking over in India fucking telling him that, oh, you must have had a squatter in your house for fucking 3 months. He lives out in the fucking bush with no neighbours, like he pulled every fucking fuse out.
That's fine.
Yeah. These smart meters, like it's fucked.
Have you got one in your place?
Hey?
Have you got one on your place?
Well, yeah, I built my house 9 years ago, so it was compulsory. Yeah.
I've got it converted. They just came about a year and a half ago, and they just came and ripped out the old one and put a new one on the power pole. Before I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
No, it should be in your. It should be in your. It should be in your meter box, not your power pole. So
my meter box is on the power pole up the top of my yard.
Oh, yeah. So you got one, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, they come and changed it, and when I go in there now, apparently it sends the. When I was asking the guy, he reckons, I just transferred the bills directly electronically now.
It actually they say they justify it by saying it's really good because like whatever power you use, it gets translated to the power company and the whole lot of it. Fuck me, like when my bill comes in, right, I get charged for fucking heat. You know how your bill's atomised type thing,
right?
So much power goes to this, so much power goes to that type thing. When we get our bill says, 23% of your power was due to heating. I've got a wood fucking fire.
Yeah.
I've got no gas. We've got no electrical heating. I've got a wood fire, but apparently 23% of our power goes to heating. How the fuck's that work?
How do you fight
I've got
against this
no
shit?
electric heating. I've got no electric heating. You know, how the
Right.
fuck's that?
How could they even tell the device was a heater or an air conditioner or a kettle?
That's me fucking. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, no. And this is how like, you know, because I've got the only solar I've got here is a solar hot water, and so you got a boost pump, you know, to circulate the water.
Yeah.
But I've rigged my boost pump up with a solar setup type thing.
Right.
So like even my boost pump doesn't, you know, it runs 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But it runs off
Right.
solar that I've plumbed into the system type thing.
Right.
I still get charged for it.
What the fuck? That wouldn't even. That solar panel would provide enough for 6 hours of pumping a day.
It's yeah, I know it's fuck. And then I rang up and I complained, and all I got was Pajit and fucking, you know, Raj. So then I said to Raj, right, I want to disconnect my power, I want to change power companies type thing. But that's what you got to do. So when you ring up and you say, I want to disconnect my power, I want to change power companies, then you actually get put through to the Australian side of shit. And that to the, you know, so they don't disconnect your power over in fucking India. They actually disconnect your power in Australia. So if you ever ring up your power company and you get Raj or fucking Bajit, so say, I want to disconnect my power, and you'll get straight away put through to the actual Australian side of the power company, and then you
Right.
talk to them. That's how I worked it out with that side of it type thing. And then I explained to them about me power thing. The bloke can't, and the whole lot of it. Otherwise, if I had sat on my hands and said nothing, you know, I would have been paying an extra fucking $1,000 fucking quarter, or no, a month more than I would have had to been paying.
Dude,
Yeah,
Sarge,
yeah.
link. I dropped a link, Sarge, which is
Yeah, I saw that.
totally relevant to this topic.
All right. How long is it?
It's called Our Smart Meters Are Spying on Us. They know everything we're doing, and they can fuck us up whenever they want, like Rando's saying.
Well, they can shut your power off if they wanted to. You don't pay your
Yeah.
bill. That machine will just like, yeah, all right, see you later. Thank you very much.
And what's
You ain't got
this 3 hours of free power? Go and fuck yourself. You're going to be
That's a
paying
lot.
for
That's a load of shit. That's just fucking them trying to fucking buy votes. That's all that is, type of thing. Them.
Chris Bowen. That Chris Bowen. Why do we listen to that?
Fuck! I love that cunt to come down for a holiday down these parts. Like, yeah, he won't return.
Yeah.
Him and his
Do we-
fiberglass fucking shoes. Like he's a dead man walking. That's what he is.
Brando, why do we listen to Elbay? Just sent to
I
Alan.
don't. To be honest with you, Spud, I've detached from fucking politics type thing because we're going down the gurgler and it's fucked up, and I've actually detached from it. I'm sick of it.
There's a dozen cunts fucking Australia really hard.
Is that your video, Bud?
Yeah, man. Check it out, Sarge. It's true, way. It's fucking true. I made it myself.
Where does it start? Does it start at this?
Oh, I don't know. I made it a while ago when I first found out about these smart meters. There's a song at the end. Believe
It's
it.
not like your OnlyFans grinder thing, Spud, is it? Or
Oh, I don't do the double up. It's all
yeah,
good.
no, that's right. No, I'm just checking. Like, yeah, don't incriminate yourself. I think. Yeah.
No, Sarge, it's very informative, bro. It's one of my creations when I was off my face.
Yeah, well, I might watch that myself later on.
What it's saying, essentially what it's saying is your smart meter is spying on you, and it can tell what device, when you're using it, exactly what you're doing, and they can just fuck you up if you got a smart meter. That's what that link's all about.
I can see the vulnerability, mate, straight away.
Did you hear the real woke one? And you can look it up on Google or anything else like that. But it was on like the Radio Today type thing. So apparently, if you're the terms and condition with Telstra now in Victoria, if you're accused of any part of domestic violence or anything down that regime or anything like that type thing, they'll disconnect your phone.
Sarge, play that video for a bit, man. It'll freak you out, especially with the 3 hours of free power shit coming out.
They mixed in the kettle, folks. Labor bringing all these immigrants and to score their vote. Yeah, bro. How are you, mate?
That's what they're doing. That's fucking like, if the paddock's full and you got no feed in the paddock, mate, why are you still bringing fucking, like, there's nowhere to live. You know, there's a housing crisis type thing.
And the people they're bringing too are radicalized motherfuckers, man. Like some of the people they're bringing in are fucked up.
If you've got like a 5-acre paddock, right, and you got 10 cows in it, why are you going to keep adding cows to it? They got nothing. They got nowhere to live, type thing. You know why? You know,
some under the
why not look after your vets and look after your fucking people and look up? You know, like even down here, you don't have to go far. You don't have to go into the dunes and fucking people living in tents. Like, why?
Right.
It's like a drive-in, mate. Drive-in something good for about 60 cars. They want to put 150 in there. Don't fucking work.
They ain't gonna fit. We're not dumb, we know that. But why? But this is the thing. If you vote fucking Labor, this is what you're fucking getting, type thing. Don't vote fuck. And in fact, hey, I've been a Liberal voter like pretty much all my life, but yeah, I'm actually going to vote for the fucking redhead fucking Sheila next time, type thing, because she's the only one that's fucking aligning with fucking what I think. And I'm not getting political or nothing or anything else like that, but yeah.
I'm going to give her a crack too.
The left's fucked. The right's fucking absolutely no. The right's fucked. The left's like cooked as motherfuckers type thing. And we need to go down. Yeah. She's getting my vote next time type thing. State, federal, fucking whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Type thing. I don't appreciate the way fucking Liberals going with this fucking lay bitch type fucking thing down here or anything like that. I think, put your flag up out the front and fucking vote to save the country, because fucking, these two parties are just fucking cooked, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck. I've been voting for Pauline since I was 18 and I'm 52. That's how long she's been around for in politics.
So you like fish and chips too, Spud, eh?
No, I just like Reddit. Got me the Reddit.
God bless the Rangers. Yeah, but like this, I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Henry Hasty, ex-SAS soldier, actually.
Oh, he's great and the whole lot of it, but he's led by the party. I think I reckon a really good combo would be like fucking Pauline, Jacinta Price, and fucking Hasty. You know, like chuck those three motherfuckers in a room together and fucking let them run the fucking joint, mate. You know, like, but you know, that's just.
What about
who's that senator that still wants to keep cash and he doesn't want digital ID and stuff? I can't think of his name.
Bob Katter.
No, not Bob Katter. That's not Bob Katter.
Kavanagh. Another dude from
Someone's talking about him, man. I was looking at some of his policies and they weren't too bad.
Malcolm
I can't think of his name. Is Josh still up? Hang on, let me just ask Josh real quick.
Hey, legends, Ripper Billy cunts. Hey, Randy, good to see you, mate. I just got to say, Western Star Butter's gone up another 40 cents. Says your milk price up 40 cents.
But that's the problem with, everything's gone up, hasn't it, Spud? You fucking chop snags, fucking Spud, butter, fucking everything. Like, everything's getting unaffordable. It's fucked, isn't it?
How much do they pay you for a litre of milk off the farm?
50 cents. 50 cents.
Fucking cunts.
Yeah, 50 cents, mate. 50 cents. If you got fucking, that's your jerseys. If you got the freezings, you're getting about fucking 45 cents. If you got organic or whatever else. Yeah, but no, the farmer gets about 50 cents. But he gets his 50 cents. We get our 50 cents once a month. Like, it's not weekly. So every 4 weeks we get the paycheck type thing, It's not like, yeah.
Gerard Rennick.
Yeah, Rennick's good. Rennick's good.
He's against climate change, bro. That's a big one. He's against climate change, man. That's the big thing.
What about Bill Gates, eh? He fucking came out and said fucking, fucking. How's that for a change?
No, he's after him after that cunt.
Yeah, I know, but like he's actually obviously he's fucking half woken up or some shit type thing. Like he's kind of worked out as like, yeah, this is a load of bullshit. Yeah, Greta's a fucking dumb fucking Skeletor, fucking He-Man, fucking haircut looking bitch type thing. Like fuck.
Trump bitch slapped Bill Gates. Trump bitch slapped Bill Gates and said, "Shut the fuck up with your garbage cunt." Fucking me, mate.
I mean, even that sucker turd cunt even started sucking up a bit. Remember?
Well, once Trump come in, he had to, didn't he? He had no choice because he's gonna fucking lose a lot of money. Thought thing.
Hey, Sunshine, how are ya? Hey, Aussie Pug. Hey, lads, have any of you seen the ads about Elbow and Gina Reinhart saying that if you deposit $350 into an AI program, that they will give us money daily or weekly? It sounds a bit too good to be true. Fuck, bro. The government's then telling you that shit. What did that socialist cunt said? He said there's no problem too big the government can't solve, and there's no problem too small that the government doesn't care about. That's what we don't fucking want.
That's another scary. That's another scary. I'll tell you what, and that's another scary ass.
Hey, Aussie chick, how are you, mate?
AI is like scary as fuck.
The scariest thing you can hear is from the government.
It's scary as fuck.
What Ronald Reagan say? The scariest thing you can hear is, "I'm from the government and we're here to help."
That's right. He said that in the 80s.
I think Aussie chicks, like, she's up like AI, I think. Like the way she chases like trams around Melbourne and shit. But that's just like a whole AI thing.
We love
AI is scary, mate. Have you seen some of the videos? It's hard to determine the difference between.
That's why it's scary as
crazy, mate.
Hope
you're having a good night. Yeah, having a good night.
You can tell is real. The real Aussie chick has got a little chicken pox scar on her face.
You obviously examined it a bit harder than I do. Suck on that, Spud. You're right, but yeah.
I'm waiting for us to suck on it. Yeah, chicken. I'll have one for you.
Look, she took us to Young and Jackson, mate, and showed us the pictures, so that was pretty cool. I appreciated that, being there, seeing it, but it was good to see it live stream. She'd know what I'm talking about, but yeah. Good on her. God bless her.
Hey, chica.
I was watching today, I ran across, it was like 5 chiropractors doing chiropractic skills, but I didn't read the thing. It said chiropractic from AI. And like, I'm watching this dude crack this old chick's back, and then all of a sudden he picks her up and just throws her through the fucking wall. And I was like, what the fuck? And not the read it AI. I'm like, holy fuck.
That's where it becomes scary. Like, Sarge, like, you could have picked your missus up and threw her against the wall, like, it could happen.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, that's where it becomes scary, doesn't it? Like, fuck.
Someone can make a video of you assaulting somebody, and they don't know if it's AI or not.
And the problem is to recognize an AI video to a real video. They run it through AI software. You know what I mean?
Hard.
It's real, like UFO videos and shit.
And you got to remember too, like the scary part. This is the infant stage of it. Like this is the start of it. You know,
That's
so
right.
pretty much
This
starts
is
where
like
you're
the
sitting
T
there.
model
I could take your face right now, run through an AI program, and make fucking whatever fucking scenario, video, whatever like that. Film it, take it to the cops, and go, "Oh shit, I had a run-in with you," type thing, and produce that footage to the cops. You know,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, obviously after like a day and a bit,
Yeah.
I'll be in the shit, but. Yeah, I could cause you like a word of grief for like a fair bit, and this is the early stages of. This is only like like this is inventing the motor vehicle. You may as well say.
This is the T model Ford. It's a T model Ford.
Yeah, and yeah. We haven't even we haven't progressed too further. Yeah, so where's it go from when you throw it in with robotics and the whole lot of it? Like pretty scary shit coming up.
Could I put something out there? You know how we got these beautiful buildings, these massive palaces, the basilicas, and the catacombs with all the bones, the decorations, with all the skulls and bones and shit. And there's no dummies. Robots. AI has been around for hundreds of years. There was a Terminator effect. And the AI robots felt that guilty. They thought they'd build a civilization for the humans. What was left, they're going to bring back. Everything's precision to scale to like, wow.
Yeah. Fucking Aussie chick reckons there's robots walking around the supermarkets in Melbourne. Fucking hell.
Yeah, chick will recognise them. They're cunts with machetes.
It's funny though, like we all used to laugh at like Terminator, didn't we, type thing. I'll not laugh at it, but like yeah. But realistically, like if you look at what's been happening, and I don't know if you'd like looked into a little bit what's happening over in that fucking Red Flare state with what they've been developing in the AI and robotic side of stuff type thing. But BYD and a whole lot of it, like it's quite scary what they've been actually producing. Like in the drones and like underwater and above water robotics. Yeah, like you would have to. Well, you don't have to look it up because it actually comes up on your like it flashes on your fucking YouTube points and a whole lot of it. Yeah, it just seems that the East has been progressing a lot faster. Like, and it's amazing for like a third world country that is yeah.
What about that movie RoboCop? Fucking wait for it coming to a Melbourne city near you.
But I'm still about fucking ET, like yeah.
You look like ET. You look like
I do not deny that. Yeah, I do not deny that. I do not agree with it, but I do not deny it. I'm a weird looking motherfucker.
And you look like the cunt on the BMX in ET, mate. Riding
Hey, I was on BMX banded fucking all the way. That's just how I roll. I roll on the hussy, mate. No brakes. Fucking, I got fucking bear traps on me fucking pedals, mate. It's just
fucking
how it is.
Tough rims. The tough rims.
Oh fuck yeah.
The free spoke
I've only got pegs on me front rims. Pegs on me front rims. Yeah. Hey, but that's when the world was simpler and easier, wasn't it? But you look where we are now. Like it's just so sped up and
No, Kylie Minogue's the dude.
I'd fuck him. Well, why wouldn't you? Like really? Well, think about it. We're twisted motherfuckers, aren't we? At the end of the day, fucking vote with your heart, do it proper, type thing. I think I think I'm showing my age, but the whole two-party thing, fuck it off. Give the Ranger a fucking good kick, mate, and fucking
Yeah, man.
have
I've
fun.
been voting that Ranger for over 30 years, brother. Fucking.
Well, I have to say,
God bless.
I gave him my vote last year because it was just like, just how it had to be. But yeah, next year. But I don't know if you've been watching it, but she got 15% of the vote now. So
Yeah.
put your
It
fucking
was
flag, get a fucking flagpole, put your fucking flag up out front of home or in your backyard or whatever. Be proud to be who you are and be proud to be and live in this fucking lovely, awesome country. The last part of the fucking West that's actually free. Acknowledge that. Fucking vote. Yeah. Just do not go down the whole fucking Labor, socialist, communist fucking shit. Enjoy your freedoms. Don't take the freedoms away from you.
Look
Don't
what happened to
lock national
Venezuela,
parks up.
Cuba.
Don't be afraid to say it. Vote one
Yeah.
nation.
Oh, fuck yeah. Stand up to the shit, Don't lock your national parks up. Don't lock your fucking backyard up, mate. Don't give your backyard away.
The other thing that I liked about that Jared Ruddock dude was that he was against the COVID vaccination.
Oh, well, here's a little thing too, because I think I said about you. I've spoke to you about where my sister lives, fucking on the Harvey fucking. But the feeling around the township there is that in the next fucking probably 2 years, you won't be going to fucking, or was it Kingali, whatever the fuck you want to call it, type thing. But in the next 2 years, to go over there, you're probably going to have to go on a tour. You won't be driving your car over there. You'll be going on like an actual tour to view at the largest sand island in the world, type thing. You won't be able to go to fucking Nagala Rocks or anything like that in your fucking, 70 series or anything like that. You have to actually access it. You'll have to go on a fucking government-funded fucking tour on a bus to actually see that. And I know it's saying shit, but she literally lives, And
I believe that. I believe that for sure, bro. Because I'll blame it. I will be able to reduce dingo attacks. There's too many drink driving and speeding on the beach. I could just imagine the way they'll introduce that shit.
Well, a first point of change is changing the name of it. The same thing with Ayers Rock, Uluru.
Right.
Ayers Rock, Uluru, can't climb up it. You can't touch Ayers Rock now. So
yeah, I know. What a fuck bullshit.
Fraser Island, Kingali, fucking. You watch it, type thing. But yeah, no, that's the consensus. Through what I've been hearing, is that's probably in the next couple of years you won't be able to go over there and have a play and have a bit of fun, type thing. But to do it, you'll have to fucking go on a tour, which will be you have to pay to
I can just imagine Harvey Bay Council just cashing in on that shit too. Fuck, they're licking their lips already, I bet you.
Yeah. But what will happen with all Eurong and all the fucking, because this is a shitty ass part. So this is the reason that I know so much about it, type thing, because my sister, my cousin, and I, we've got a investment property
over there. That's right. Yeah.
In Eurong. Yeah. So that's just anyway. That's just the heads up. That's just the heads up type thing. Anyway, we'll probably get paid out like the price of a fucking tent.
Yeah,
but it's just yeah. That's where it's heading though. That's where it's heading.
Hey, guess where Pauline Hanson was?
Trumpy. She went to the Halloween party. She had fucking the big concert. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
And she said, "And I paid for my own ticket."
Yeah.
Gotta love her.
Oh, God bless her. Well, she's been saying this stuff for the last how many years?
Yeah,
she hasn't stepped down. She hasn't fucking. She hasn't fucking changed foot. She hasn't gone left. She hasn't gone right. Like she's like, nah, this is like what's happening, type of thing. Yeah, no. And people, I think, well, she's got 15% of the vote. So I think Albanese got in with 30% of the vote, right? So he didn't get in with fucking 50, 60, or 70. So he won the election with 30% of the vote. She's got 15% of the vote at the present stage.
Yeah, but they cut deals with the Greenies and all the other bullshit to get him in.
Well, we just had this whole treaty agreement fucking pass through Victoria, and to get this treaty agreement through, yeah, fuck you, Hookstagram. So to get this treaty agreement through, no, listen, with this Labor, right? They had to get the Greens on side to fucking pass the vote. And the make cannabis legal. Fucking so the Cannabis Party and the fucking Greens voted with Labor to get this fucking whole treaty thing that we had a referendum that we spent how many fucking millions on to fucking for the country to decide. So then Victoria, this woke ass California, Victoria, right? You know, like this dumbass fucking woke ass fucking Victoria, right? To get their, they make their own fucking treaty fucking thing, but to pass it, yeah. So the Cannabis fucking Party had to fucking vote yes to get it across the line, type thing. Like, yeah. So Hookstagram, I know you're listening, cunt, but yeah. Go fucking wave your fucking cannabis flag with your fucking Greens and fucking voting for your get the fuck out of here. Not bringing shit
fuck
up.
that shit.
Fuck off, cunt.
I'm not voting for Greens. I'm not voting for the Cannabis Party. Fuck all those cunts.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greens support child mutilation. Greens support fucking puberty blockers for children. Greens support cutting your
Shutting
dicks.
down all the national parks, shutting everything down, shutting down all the camping sites. Fucking Greens are fucked. Greens are cancer for your country.
Oh,
Greens are
fuck.
cancer.
It's been there for a long time. But see, originally the Greens used to be like tree huggers, you know.
That's
you know,
right.
fair,
That's
cool.
right.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
all good, you know.
yeah.
But now, like, well, you look at the Greens, they're like Free Palestine, fucking, you know, they're
I mean,
on all
back in the
different
day,
fucking
when they used to
agendas.
train themselves, when developers were coming in, they trained themselves to trees to save the koalas.
They were fucking tree
You know what I
huggers,
mean?
right? Yeah, they were tree
save the
huggers.
koalas
Yeah.
and save the wallaby population, and then they just
Look
fucking
at them
went
now.
right.
Look at them now. Look at them now.
Money
Look, yeah, that's
hungry
like Greta Thunberg. Look at Greta Thunberg. You know, she was all about Extinction Rebellion, climate change. Now she's fucking sailing fucking canoes over to fucking Palestine. You know, like how the fuck do you go from fucking saving the environment to fucking what the fuck? Like, yeah, like, but stupid fucks vote for this shit. Like, you're fucking dumb. You know, like. And in saying that, I can say that, because I'm very, like I said, fuck me, I left school when I was 13. I'm 45 now. Like, I could sell everything up and fucking buy an island up near fucking Spud up in Queensland. So I've actually looked up islands for sale up your way, Spud type thing. I can actually buy I can buy an island up near Spud for fucking 700 grand. Like type thing. I've been looking up shit. Type thing. So I can sell everything up and fucking do quite well and still have me interest down here fucking rolling around and all the rest of it type thing. But but no, I'm here for me country, I'm not fucking stepping down or backing off type fucking thing, like fuck.
Mate, don't forget the Eureka Stockade. Don't forget Cronulla.
But that's fucking 100. That's 150 k's away from. But it's just the problem with it though is Eureka Stockade was built for the. It came across for the working man type thing. Right. But now the whole Labor working man thing is just abusing the situation, and it's just absolutely fucked the flag. It's absolutely fucked the Eureka Stockade. If you come down to Victoria, you will not see that flag flying here, because if you have that flag flying here, you fly that flag, you're voting for fucking Labor. Labor is building this tunnel down in Melbourne that is sending us fucking broke. And you want, and it's shit house, because where the origins and where it come from, the working man, the The bloke that fucking, fuck the government, will fucking shove it up their ass, fucking try and tell us what to fucking do. But now the Eureka Stockade is a symbol of the union down here, which coincides to the government and loves it. And you'll see a shitload of Australian flags. You will not see the blue and white cross flying down here, unfortunately. And it sucks because, pisses you off. Really pisses you off. It's not for the working man now.
I love the Southern Cross flag.
It's the best flag. It's the best flag in the world. I agree with that. But down here, it's just if you fly the flag down here type thing, you're pretty much voting for fucking Daniel Andrews. That's how it is. I know it sounds fucked, Spud. I know it sounds fucked, but that's how it is.
Crazy. It's really fucked.
Yeah, I know it's fucked. But that's the whole thing with the whole Labor movement is it used to be the workers' man, didn't it?
Exactly right. The blue collar man, mate. He got after it. The Aussie battler.
So if you're the worker man now, and well, that's Labor's flag, are you going to vote for that? Like as for me and all my mates, and
fuck off. No, get fucked. That's just in your state. The rest of Australia, we love the fucking Southern Cross.
Yeah,
mate.
no, like I said to you, Spud, fuck off, mate. It's coming up your way. Like I told you, just because you think it's down here and we don't do it, mate. But Spud, this is where it come from, type thing. This is where it's cool. So you're a unionist, so Spud, you're a unionist, socialist, communist person then, aren't you? So you're a commie. So if you fly the union flag, you're for the unions. The unions support the government, which because they're funded off the government. So you're a communist, Spud.
I fly it because it's anti-government.
Yeah, I know, Spud. I'm not trying to fucking piss you off or nothing, but listen to
this
it.
This is what it's associated to.
This is where we're at. So you're saying fuck off. See, it's divide and conquer. This is Labor. If you fly the union flag, you vote Labor. That's just how it is. If you fly the union flag, you're with the fucking every union, and you're with the fucking union that's building these tunnels, and the whole union movement that goes, So you're a unionist. So you're a socialist communist, Spud.
Because I believe in a flag which is a couple of 100 years old. Go and fuck yourself.
I believe in the origins of it, Spud. I believe in the origins of it, but I don't believe where it is now. No, fuck no.
Got hijacked.
Look it up, Spud. If you have a fly union flag down here, Spud, and you're a communist,
I think it's time we fly our flags upside down.
Well, that means the country's in disrepair. That means the country's fucking not right.
It's fucking heading that way.
Yeah. Well, everyone, a lot of people flying them upside down.
Can you see that? That's a
Spud, I've got the I'm 100 kilometres away fucking from Ballarat, where it come from, the Union fucking Jack. Don't worry about that. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying fucking if you fly that now, you're part of the fucking union movement that is building the tunnels that is sending Victoria broke, which is sending our country broke. I'd love to fucking fly it, but no, I would not fly it because if you fly the union flag now, you identify as a Labor voter because to fly the union flag, you're voting for the government. Well, that's how it is. Look it up. It's not.
Hey, baby
stupid.
girl.
So because I like the rainbow colours, I'm a fucking gay bar loiterer.
No, you just might have like nice crayons. I don't know.
Go and fuck yourself. I'm going to fly the Southern Cross because I'm a proud Aussie and I know what it meant for him.
I'm not saying not to fly. I'm just saying, the origins of it are very good and proper, but what it means now means shit.
Yeah, like the rainbow. We used to have a rainbow flag. All kids love rainbow flag because it looks pretty.
Like I said at the start of the fucking stream, Spud, it's coming up your way. Don't you worry. It's coming up your way. Like the whole unionist fucking happy fucking whatever type thing, Spud. It's coming up your way. Don't worry about that. It's coming. It's gonna hit. No, it's coming up. It's coming up your way. Everyone thinks that you're in a different state or whatever like that, and you can fucking fly. Yeah. If you
No.
so the union flag is Labor, for the working man. If you're for the working man, you're going to vote Labor. If you're going to vote Labor, you're going to vote for Dan Andrews, aren't you?
Get fucked because I
No,
like
so you
this.
vote for Dan Andrews. Well, the union flag is Labor, so you're going to vote Labor, aren't you?
I'm not Victorian, you fucking tool.
You don't have
I'm
to be Victorian. You're Australian, Spud. You got to remember that.
That's what
Fucking
that's what
sort
he's
your
saying.
head
That's
out,
what it
mate. You're
represents now.
Australian. Is Victoria going to go to war against fucking Queensland, Spud? Sort your fucking head out. You're Australian, not Victorian.
Victoria
You fly
is
the
going to
union
go.
flag, you vote Labor, Spud. That's just how it is now, mate. This is the
now.
birthplace of the Spud. You're in Queensland, Spud. You fly the flag. Don't be proud of it, Spud. You fly the flag. The flag originated down here in Ballarat, blood on the southern. So you vote Labor. You vote Labor, Spud. Spud, you fly the flag, you vote Labor. That's just how it is, Spud. Don't tell me I'm Victorian or whatever like that type of thing. Fucking. So this is Labor, mate. Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer.
If we had a civil war, I'd shoot a Victorian in the face because I'm a Queensland.
Yeah, so you are a Labor voter, aren't you? You're a Labor voter because you said that.
See, that's exactly what it's doing. It's causing
Divide
division.
and conquer, Spud. So you're falling to the fucking federal side of the fucking politics of what you're hearing. You're not Australian. No, if you say no, fuck you. You're not Australian. Fuck you, Spud. You shoot a Victorian in the face, Spud. Fuck you, Gladstone cunt. No, fuck off, Spud. You're a dickhead. You're a fucking welfare fucking dickhead.
I'm a lefty Greens voter, and did he rage quit because I like the Southern Cross flag and that fuckwit's only against it in
mate.
Fuck you, Randy, you cocksucker. I'll fly the Southern Cross every fucking day, cunt. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to be a shirt with the Southern Cross all over it, cunt. Doesn't mean I'm a commie. It meant that I wanted rights for me workmates.
Yeah, right, mate.
What?
It's just an opinion. Yeah, that's right.
I can't believe that cunt spin that fucking brainwashed. What a fuck.
He's not. No, I understood where he was coming from, man. I understood where he's coming from. But you're right too. You're right. Just because you fly it, it doesn't mean that that's what you believe. But in general now, because that's what that represents the unions, and it represents the labour force. So now, if you fly that flag, you're saying to the rest of Australians that you're with the unions and when you're with Labor. That's what Rando was trying to say. Whether you like that or not, that's a statement you're putting out. That's what he's saying.
Well, go and fuck yourself. I like the flag.
Yeah, no, it's not personal attack. It's just a statement. That's just how it is at the moment. It's fucked.
Any fuckwit. How shallow-minded do cunts have to get to fucking get on a movement to cruel a bit of Australian history? They're saying the Australian flag sucks. If you fly an Australian flag, you're a fucking racist. Fuck them cunts.
Yeah, that's right.
Fucking snap out of it, Aussies, you dumb fucks.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking Rando saying you said you'd shoot a Victorian in the head, bro. You're like, at the end of the day, that's the separation that's causing. See that separation over that flag already? You already made a side and made it divisive. That's what he's saying. Not you, but in general, it's a divisive action. And that's what Labor in this communist socialist environment's doing, is dividing Australians. Divide and conquer, bro.
What I said, Randy took that out of context. What I'm saying is, Randy, if it ever come to a civil war between Victoria and Queensland, and I was on the front lines, I'd shoot you in the face, cunt.
That's still fucked up, bud.
Yeah, I know it is, but
that goes against what the Eureka Stockade flag stood for. The Eureka Stockade was a protest of peace.
Hang on. Remember, the Eureka Stockade come about by cunts being authoritarian like the communistic Victoria.
Right. want to rip cunts off by charging them more tax for mining licenses.
We got into a fucking shootout, mate. We fucking...
They could have. They didn't, though. They could have. There was a few fires shot and a few fellas were killed, but what it could have been, it didn't. They decided to march into Melbourne and peacefully. That's what was so good about it.
There was over 30 cunts killed in that. And like I'm saying, Victoria want to be the communist of Australia? I'll fucking shoot you in the face, Victoria. Fuck you.
Well, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. That's what it's come to, Sarge. Look at Victoria, the most violent place in Australia.
Fuck, that's debatable, mate.
Oh, Machete.
Springs pretty bad. Western Sydney, western suburb of Sydney.
A broke country. They're their own communistic capital country. They spent $13 million on machete bins. How's that going for you, Victoria? And why are they all black cunts and fucking Middle Eastern fuckers with machetes? How's that going for you, Victoria?
Yeah, but Victorians don't get to choose where they come. You know what I mean? Like when I was in Wagga Wagga and I seen all the Sudanese coming in, the people of Wagga Wagga don't get to choose what immigrants they get shoved upon them from the government. They just got to put up with the fucking bullshit that comes, the culturisms that comes with that environment. That's all in our fucking government. That's not that can be blamed on the people. And then the government start getting voted in because they've got these fucking immigrants voting for them, and now the Australian ideology and culture is getting pushed to the side.
Like Brother Randy's saying, coming to Queensland, Victorian shit's coming to Queensland because cunts are allowed.
Have a good night, Rando. Have a good night, Ramo. Frack. Yeah. Yeah, Sarah, you can come up for Billy if you want, Bob.
No, what I'm saying is metaphysically, a fucking Rando, I'm not crueling ya, but Victoria is the communist of Australia, and if we have to get into a fight with Victoria, I'll fuck you up. Jacinta Allen. Who was that other fuckwit who fell down the stairs? Dan Andrews. These cunts vote for him. They keep voting for him. You are half the problem, Victorian public. Voting these cunts in. You want to fucking fight about politics, cunt. Yeah, I love the Eureka Stockade flag. I'll fly it proudly. Fuck you with your meanings. I love the rainbow flag. I'll fly it upside down, not the way they fly it. I'll fly the Australian flag upside down because we're fucked, mate. We're fucked. Because of Victorian shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucked up. I mean, hopefully we'll never come to civil war, but that's one war I would never fight in.
Oh, fuck you, fucker. Fucker. You're full of shit, fuck. Sorry, Sarge. I should split. I'm going to do a live stream and fucking play music. Big love, Sarge.
All right, bro. Big love, mate. Thanks for coming up anyway, bruv.
And if there was a civil war between the communists and the fucking legends, I'd shoot a communist in the face. Fuck you. Good night, Sarge.
Nah. No, I don't agree with that at all. I'm not shooting no other Aussie for their beliefs. No way, fucking way. I'm not getting involved in no civil fucking war, bro. I'm gonna fight foreigners that come to these lands I don't want to fight my fucking fellow people. I'll die for my fellow people just because we've got different opinions. But I understand when it comes to flags and that they can be hijacked and they move to represent. Doesn't matter what you think at home, but what the message sends out. I can understand that. It sucks, but that's the way of the world, in my opinion. Yeah, so I'd never shoot another Australian. I wouldn't get involved with that, no way. And I agree. I can see the divide and conquer bullshit. I mean, just by what happened there with the flag, it's easy to see people get caught up with it. It fucking sucks, man. Yeah. Oh, well, it must be talked about, though, you know. But, fuck, what time is it? It's 20 past 11, midnight where you guys are. Yeah, that's, mate, good. I'm glad you do, Spud, because that's your right to do that, mate. I think you're thinking that people are putting it on you. That's what, but what we're saying is what that represents now. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you could like free Palestine. You could fly the Palestine flag saying you want to free the innocent Palestinians, but it's still a sign of Hamas. So you don't, you know what I mean? Like anyway. Oh, here's my daughter.
Hello.
Hey, babe. How are ya?
Good. How you guys going?
Oh, yeah. We're just fucking hanging out tonight. Some cunts are getting a little passionate.
I saw that.
No. What are you doing?
Not much. Hanging out at Brody's.
Oh, yeah.
Got music going.
Is there a few people there? A little party?
Yeah. His roommate that lives here, and yeah, a few other people, like girlfriends and stuff. I'm outside chilling with the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize you'd be live so late.
Oh, the conversation was just going crazy. So when people were just talking, we were talking about some different stuff. We're talking about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I was just letting it go the way it wanted to go. Everyone was enjoying it, so I was enjoying it too. So we're just like letting it go wherever. Yeah.
I should grab Billy. Did
Yeah.
you see the message that I sent you on Facebook?
Oh, I think Mum showed me something quickly. I didn't really read it though.
Okay. I was gonna grab the Billy real quick.
Well, everyone, this is my daughter. She's at a party down the road, you know, towards Gympie. So you got to remember your history. You do. You got to remember history, but symbols and things can change and represent different things over time. That's the unfortunate thing. Well done, Chris. Well, without being too rude. Yeah. Dealing with this stuff, you know, I was around men all the time in my life, you know. Cunts arguing over this stuff, and nothing for me. Normal. Hang on, I'm gonna have a Billy and I'll come back with two seconds. Two seconds.
Having a Billy with the boys.
Yeah, good chop up and stuff.
Let me do that.
I suppose.
In there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, if not, I think it's in my bag. In my bag. A little clay container.
This guy?
Yeah. Number one now. I got chop off though. I might head off. The music's a little bit loud here.
All right. All right, darling.
Love you.
Be safe, okay?
Alrighty, I'll probably see you in a little bit in the next hour or two.
Okay, darling.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, guys, on that note, I might call it a night. So, that was a good night. Good stream. Enjoyed that. I wish it didn't end the way it did, though. Oh, Rando's here.
Hey, Sarge, how you going, mate?
Right. Good, mate.
Yeah, nah, look, fuck, sorry, man. I didn't mean to fucking get
You're right.
shitty,
You don't have to apologise. You don't have to apologise
I
to
just
me.
don't. Yeah, you know, I just don't like hearing one Aussie tell another Aussie they'd shoot him in the head type fucking thing. You know, that's.
No, I said I did that's fucked up.
Yeah, when and look, you know, I've still got respect for Spud. You know, I'm not fucking shit with Spud type thing. You know, we're all different circumstances, situations type thing. But you know, it comes back to all the whole prior stuff of it. You know, this is what they want. They want to divide and conquer. You know,
That's right.
divide.
Yeah.
That's where we're heading to type thing.
No,
you
I
know?
totally get it. I totally understood. Yeah.
But in saying it though too, don't tell me going to fucking shoot me in the head type thing because fucking. Yeah, you want to run fast and fucking zigzag, you know, like don't do that shit type thing. You know, you don't know capabilities or whatever and all the rest of that type shit. But in saying that, you know what I mean, like yeah. But respect to you, but Sarge, I didn't mean to dip out or anything like that. I do love the Southern Cross flag, as you know, but I don't like where the morals it holds to the present state. I'm not saying don't fly it or anything like that, but. Or just saying down here we don't do it, but as pre-discussed, as I was saying, type thing, you know, yeah, Queenslanders hate Victorians, fucking Western Australians hate Victorians, type thing, and the whole lot of it, type thing, you know, like, yeah, I'm a Victorian, so, but yeah, I live here. I didn't vote that way, but don't fucking hate me, you know, like, fuck.
I don't hate any cunt. I love
Australians. No, I'm not saying you, Sarge.
No, I know you were saying generally. You were saying generally speaking.
In general, that's just what's happening with it, type thing. Yeah, of course, because like, you know, the state down here is going to have the federal fucking bail them out, type thing. So they're going to fucking push the blame down onto, you know, if you got a Victorian, like I said to you, now, like the sister's been up in Queensland for 18 months, mate, and she's been abused like what? 12 times because she's got Victorian number plates.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
because that's the truth of it. Like literally,
like,
verbally, and 2 altercations were pretty much nearly physically abused type thing because she's got Victorian.
It's like people hold them personally accountable for what's happening in Victoria.
Yeah, but see, that happens up there. That happens up there, right? So then, if you come holidaying down in Victoria, mate, you got Queensland number plates. Yeah, I'm going to burn your fucking car down. You know, like.
Yeah.
Where's this shit end? You know, you want to talk about, and then he's going on about civil unrest, and it goes to that. Well, you know, it could start now, but it shouldn't be that way. Put your fucking flag out the front. Be proud to be Australian. You know, like don't.
Yeah, totally.
You know,
totally agree. Yeah.
I love every Australian, fucking black, white, fucking pink, blue, or whatever. You know, but. We need to unite and get back to how it was when it was back in the 90s and the 80s. But the shit that's going on now, it's fucked up type thing. You know? And another thing too, don't tell me you'd shoot me in the fucking head, mate, because fucking
that's fucked up.
Like seriously, fucking I'll be in Gladstone in about fucking 18 hours, mate, and you want to sort that shit out, that'd be no fucking problem type thing. I'll give you a new house to live in. You know, you want welfare, I'll fucking show you welfare. Don't fuck with that shit, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still do like him. I do still have respect for him.
Nah, nice, mate.
Just unite, so I can be proud of where we live. We live in the good country. Just keep making it the good country. We need to go back to the good country again, but As pre-discussed, it's divide and conquer, and that's what's fucking happening at the present stage type thing. As you've seen on our lovely heated night stream, yeah, divide and conquer. It's kind of fucking working, isn't it?
Mate, I mean, I see it everywhere.
Yeah, well, you do, don't you? You do. And as
Yeah.
pre-discussed, like I said to you, like, sister's up there, fucking, she's getting abused, you know, because she's a Victorian and going to Queensland.
That's crazy.
And she's getting abused, like, on numerous occasions in, like, 18 months. That's divide and conquer.
Yeah.
You might say, well, we're Labor down here, you might be Liberal up there, but who oversees our whole country? Like, might be state by state, but we do have one leader, don't we, that determines what happens.
Yeah.
You might have your state government that says we're going to do this, this, and this, but at the end of the day, the federal government goes, no, but we're going to put this in your backyard, or we're going to do this. They're ripping the tops of hills off up your way to put windmills in, aren't they?
Yeah, a bit more inland, but they're starting to talk about doing it in the forestry here. They just started to start to survey the roads to see if they get the trucks down.
That's the start of it, because as we discussed a lot of, we're the dumping ass ground of the fucking renewable energy here. It's been for 25 years now, type thing.
It's more the solar panel fields around where I am, the big solar panel fields.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the whole country is going to be a renewable energy dumping ground. That's where we're heading.
Yeah, we need to cut that shit away real quick.
Well, we do, but we just got to remember we're a country. We're not a state by state by state. We're not America with 50 states that pitch against each other. We're a country. We're one. We're united, type thing. This whole fucking, you live in Queensland, I live in Victoria, fuck you, like, nah, that shit don't work.
Nah,
if it goes down that path, the country's not going to succeed. Are you going to go to war, or go to? Are you going to enlist with? I'm not enlisting with the Victorian, or I'm not enlisting with. I'm not going to enlist with the fucking Tasmanian. Like, Spud, wake up, mate. Pull your head out your ass, mate. Like, yeah. With that shit. Anyway, Sarge, be well, mate. Look after yourself. Hey, Sarge, give him a good one tomorrow.
Yeah, fucking oath, brother. Have a good night, mate. That's cool. So, Rando came up and said that, he still respects Spud, but, you can't be saying that shit. I totally agree. Still bloody yapping, Rando, bloody Mexicans. Yeah, well, I'm gonna fucking call it a night, guys. It's 11:30, so I'm gonna call it a night. Fuck a bit, Chris. Fuck. Oh, it got heated. See this? It got heated. But just personal opinions, not personal opinions, explanations, getting misunderstood, and there's it's good though, because people like to talk about this stuff, but it's it got a little heated. It got a little heated, but I'm out, guys. I'm meeting up with Woodsy tomorrow night. He's coming up to do a job, and he's staying in Gympie, so I'll be catching up with Woodsy tomorrow. So I might even go live with Woodsy for like half an hour and just say g'day if he wants to do it. So all right. Big love, everyone. Enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy your weekend. And I'm out. Thanks for the night. I enjoyed it. Have a good night, guys.